Chapter 1. 767 AD. Earth. Orange Star City. At the door of an apartment building, a young man about 17 years old walked out slowly. The young man is tall, with an upright posture, deep eyes, and tangled hair that stands up, messy but beautiful. There is a tuft of bangs between his eyebrows, which makes him look even more handsome. His appearance is surprisingly similar to that of a certain invincible scion. The young man was wearing a rather fashionable casual outfit, with a backpack slung across his waist and an Orange Star High School emblem on his chest. OXI. This is his name. He is a time traveler. Because of good luck in his previous life, he was reincarnated early at the age of 20. I thought that after reincarnation, I would still be in the same world, but I didn't expect to find myself in a different world when I woke up. After a few years of living, he realized that he was currently in the Dragon Ball world. AIXI is no stranger to Dragon Ball. This was his favorite anime in his previous life. Now I have adapted to this identity and have spent 17 years in peace and stability. In this life, like his previous life, he is still an orphan, but compared to his previous life, his situation is still pretty good. At the age of 5, he awakened the system. The system is called the God-level template system. The system function is also very simple. It can extract the character template given by the system. After binding, you will obtain the template character's abilities, combat power, skills, bloodline, etc. Among the objects drawn, Dragon Ball characters accounted for 90% and other characters accounted for 10%. In other words, if you randomly draw, you are likely to draw some useless templates that will not work. But he was lucky. I picked the Invincible Man the first time. Gogeta. Thinking of this, AIXI couldn't help but sigh at the power of the novice gift pack. At the same time, templates are also divided into main templates and secondary templates. He can carry 2 templates at the same time. The main template is the first one to be bound. Once bound, it cannot be removed unless all percentages are reached. Only then can the next main template be extracted. The secondary template can be bound and removed at any time. To extract the secondary template, the percentage of the main template must reach 10%. But this template is usually not very good, and the characters extracted are mostly useless. Can only be used as an auxiliary. Currently he has 2 templates, the primary template Gogeta and the secondary template Gebet. Overall, it's pretty good. Calculating the time, the chapter on artificial humans is very close. It is worth mentioning that he still doesn't recognize Son Goku and other protagonists. The reason is simple, he doesn't want to show off too early. At least you need to be strong enough to get in touch with them. But as of now, you can go for some fun and meet the legendary goddess number 18. Thinking of this, AIXI smiled unconsciously. He has read the goddess's scripts many times. System, open the personal attribute template. As my thoughts came to an end, I heard a mechanically synthesized electronic voice with an ethereal and purifying tone. Attribute template generated successfully. As the system's voice fell, a blue and white rectangular frame suddenly appeared in front of AIXI, and then turned into a light curtain that only AIXI could see. Host, AIXI. Combat power, 10 trillion bloodline, pure-blooded scion, top tier, dot. Skills, flying technique, air control, instant transmission, healing, Kamehameha wave, Galit cannon, ultimate flash, solar flare, slide punishment, main template, Gogeta super, unlock level, 15%, subtemplate, Gebet, unlocked. Looking at these incredible attributes, AIXI couldn't help laughing. This is outrageous. Is this the combat power that Cell should have? At first he thought Gogeta was from the Z period, but unexpectedly, he was from the Super period. He had a feeling of invincibility. But it can't be too wavy, a little wave is okay. Stability is the path to long-term development. System, do you think I am Gogeta's illegitimate child? AIXI said slowly. Sometimes, he really felt that way. Because he looks so much like Gogeta. With the Gogeta template, it looks even more like it. It's not just about temperament, appearance, strength, and confidence, it's all like this. Host, don't underestimate yourself. Don't you think you are a combination of Gogeta and Vegeto? The system said lightly. Although I know you are teasing me, I like what you said. AIXI smiled. A combination of Gogeta and Vegeto? What kind of monster is that? He can't afford it. But he dares to take responsibility for his appearance. The system did not reply, and AIXI did not continue to make herself bored, but slowly looked somewhere. Call out. A breeze blew by, and AIXI looked to the right with a calm look. AIXI slowly raised her hand, and a stream of air passed through her fingers. Has it started yet? Cell, Vegeta, Trunks' anger? Interesting, so today is still a day of skipping classes. AIXI slowly realized that going to school was just a way to socialize. If you want to go, go. If you don't want to go, don't go. Afterwards, AIXI's figure slowly floated up, the corners of his clothes swayed in the wind, and a white flame suddenly rose around him. Boom! Immediately afterwards, AIXI exploded and flew out, flying straight in one direction. The other side. Nandu Ocean. This is a vast ocean with many small islands. At this moment, there is only one small island left, and all the other cells have destroyed it. Bang! 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 Countless dull sounds were heard, and two figures in the sky flashed and collided back and forth with extremely powerful force. Every time the two collided, a powerful force exploded. Craters were created on the ground and sonic booms roared in the air. Bang! There was only a heavy crash. Vegeta's huge fist smashed into Cell's stomach, the huge force causing the fist to sink deep into it. Vomit! Cell spat out a mouthful of acid, his limbs stiffening due to the pain. Haaaa! Then, Vegeto kicked out again, and his thick calf hit Cell's head. Cell, who had not yet recovered from the previous round of attacks, was struck again like a bolt of lightning. This time, he was caught off guard and the powerful shockwave slammed Cell to the ground. Boom! In an instant, the sound of Cell hitting the ground caused a huge roar, and a huge crater suddenly appeared. Seeing this scene, Trunks' mouth curled up slightly with a hint of joy. Is this the result of training in the Spirit Time Chamber? Dad's strength is too strong. Cell will never win. Number 18, who was hiding in the dark, was a little bit unbelievable. His handsome brows were furrowed, and his tone was a little puzzled. That's not right. Vegeta couldn't beat me last time, but he can beat Cell in just one day. Chapter 2. Cell, who was hit hard repeatedly, did not give up and slowly climbed up from the rubble. He looked at Vegeta in disbelief. How come this wild monkey's strength grows so fast? But Cell quickly calmed down and was able to fight again. I can fight back even if it's just a little pain, not to mention that I have genes from so many people, so the advantage is mine. So, Cell immediately exploded with anger and punched Vegeta with clenched fists. Bang! Cell's confident punch was easily blocked by Vegeta, and with the other party's upturned mouth, Cell was hit hard again in disbelief. Vomit! No! Impossible! Your strength is definitely not like this. Are you really Vegeta? Cell held his stomach, stepped back repeatedly, and said to Vegeta with shocked eyes. Hearing this, Vegeta smiled. Then, under everyone's gaze, he slowly raised a thumb and pointed it at himself. With a cocky look on his face, he grinned and said, I am, Super Vegeta. Are you kidding me? Cell was unwilling to accept the reality before him, and flew out again with a roar. Bang! 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 Immediately afterwards, the two started a new round of battle. Two figures flashed in the sky, colliding back and forth, causing sonic booms one after another, which was extremely powerful. High in the sky, Krillin held the destructive device in his hand and looked down in disbelief. This is terrible. Is Vegeta already so powerful? After being stunned for a few seconds, Krillin quickly shook his head. No, I have important things to do. Just at this moment. Are you going to eliminate No 18? A voice said slowly. Without giving it much thought, Krillin said without hesitation, yes, we must not let Cell successfully absorb number 18. I just can't bear to do that to a stranger. AIXI thought, it seems that Klin here did not know number 18. Patch, no kiss. That's great. After saying this, Krillin suddenly realized what was happening and turned around. Who are you? Klin's pupils trembled and he looked at the stranger in front of him in disbelief. When did it appear behind him? Appearing silently behind him, this man must be extremely powerful. Krillin was already shaking. Isn't it going to fail again? Goku, save me. AIXI. AIXI did not hide her identity and said. Then he looked at the control device in Krillin's hand and said lightly. Give me the control device in your hand. I can use it. Krillin was stunned and quickly hid it. No, this is the only way to prevent Cell from becoming a perfect body. I will never give it to you. Don't worry, just give me the control device and I can destroy Cell for you. AIXI said. Hearing this, Krillin was stunned. Pretending like this? Even Goku wouldn't dare to make such a boast, right? You came out of nowhere, who gave you the confidence? After taking a look at AIXI, Krillin rejected AIXI's proposal. A high school student, who learned a flying technique from somewhere, is definitely not very strong. Oh well. AIXI shrugged, as if giving up. Just when Krillin was about to breathe a sigh of relief. Swish! The next moment, the control device disappeared from his hand and appeared in AIXI's hand. Thank you. AIXI waved her hand and slowly flew down. Watching AIXI gradually going away, Krillin inexplicably felt that something very important had been stripped away from his life. Bang! Vegeta, that's enough, there's no point in us fighting like this. Cell had been getting beaten up, and finally couldn't help but yell. Hearing this, Vegeta snorted and mocked. Ugly freak, you're not going to surrender because you can't win, are you? This is such a cowardly act, it's dirtying my genes. Cell's brows were bulging with veins. This damn monkey's words really stinky. Wait until I become my complete form, and then you will be in trouble. Make you kneel down and sing conquer. Humph, this is only my second form. I still have my perfect form. If you dare, you have the ability to make me become the perfect form. Cell said, bearing the humiliation. Dad, no, we must not let him become a complete form. Hearing this, Trunks, who had been watching the show, couldn't hold it in anymore and quickly stepped forward and spoke. Cell gave Trunks a fierce look and asked, You're the one who's talking too much. Vegeta didn't listen to Trunks' words, but asked with interest, Oh. Cell, you said you can become a perfect form, that's great, I allow you to do that, but don't let me beat you up after you become a perfect form. Cell's eyes lit up, ha ha ha, Vegeta, I respect you as a man, I'll leave you with an intact body later. No. Trunks quickly stopped the other person. Cell quickly looked at Vegeta and signaled with his eyes. Look at your son. Trunks, get out of the way. Vegeta frowned and immediately shouted. No, Dad, I absolutely cannot watch you make a mistake. I will destroy Cell. Trunks said firmly. It seems that you, Vegeta, as a father, really have no authority at all. Your son dares not to listen to you. Cell added fuel to the fire and quickly looked at Vegeta and snorted. Trunks, don't make me do it. Vegeta frowned and shouted through gritted teeth. If you must fight Dad, then come on. Trunks still holds on to his faith. He thought Vegeta should be able to see the big picture. Cut. Don't think I will show mercy, little brat. Vegeta immediately burst out in anger and rushed out, attacking Trunks. Trunks' pupil shrank. Are you really coming? Not daring to think too much, he quickly burst out his energy to resist the opponent's fierce attack. Both of them are in the second stage of super status, so at this moment it looks like two tanks fighting. The other side. On the hillside, number 18 withdrew her pretty face that was half exposed and let out a long sigh. The tense face relaxed a little, with a hint of a smile after surviving a disaster. Great. They are fighting among themselves. They probably won't come after us. Number 16, we are saved. Number 16 nodded and said, well, let's continue hiding for a while and don't get discovered. If nothing goes wrong, we can get through this crisis. Really? At this time, a voice spoke slowly. AIXI's figure slowly descended from the air and stood on the mountain right in front of the two of them. He fiddled with the controls, eyeing the two men below him. Is this number 18? After automatically filtering out number 16, AIXI looked at number 18. Yes, she is more beautiful than in the anime, with blonde hair, blue eyes, fair and shiny skin, and a tall and slim figure with perfect proportions. It is far more real and perfect than in anime. Who are you? Number 18 opened her red lips slightly, her pretty face showing surprise. She was a little shocked. When did this person appear? Unexpectedly, neither she nor number 16 was unaware of it. How long has it been? How come they can't keep up with the version? Just a few days ago, the three of them were kicking Piccolo, beating Son Goku, and capturing Vegeta, but today, each one is stronger than the other. An unknown character also appears. I'm AIXI, a scion passing by. AIXI smiled. Chapter 3. Scion. Number 18 was a little confused, and then his brain started working at high speed. OXI. Scion. She searched through the database. But there is no scion who matches him. Could it be that he is from somewhere else? Number 18 did not dare to let down his guard. He stepped back slightly and leaned against the mountain behind him. Then he continued to ask, "So what do you want to do?" "Nothing. I just heard you say you survived the crisis, so I wondered if you really survived the crisis." AIXI smiled and weighed the control device in her hand. Number 18 frowned slightly, with a hint of nervousness hidden under his cold face. She had a keen sense that the person in front of her had bad intentions. "I guess it's that thing?" Number 18 stared at the control device in AIXI's hand. It seemed to be exactly the same as the one made by Dr. Gero. Pressing this button will cause the bomb hidden in her body to explode, completely destroying her body. She would never survive that. After thinking about it, Number 18 felt a little disappointed. Was she going to follow in his footsteps before she could rescue her brother? Looking at the silent Number 18, AIXI said, "Don't be so sad, I can help you." Number 18 raised his eyes and looked at AIXI in confusion. Then, under the gaze of Number 18, AIXI crushed the control device. Seeing this, No 18's eyes lit up, but she was not yet happy. She quickly asked, "You won't kill me? Aren't you afraid that Cell will absorb me and become a complete form? It's just a small matter. Don't worry, I'm here." AIXI smiled. No 18's cold face was stunned. What does this mean? They had just met, there was no reason for the other party to risk such a dangerous situation to protect her, right? But she was grateful to AIXI for not killing her, so she quickly said, "You should leave quickly, Cell is definitely not someone you can handle. You underestimated me, and Cell is here." AIXI said lightly, then looked to the right. "What?" Number 18 was shocked and said to AIXI, "Run now. If you stay with me, you will be killed by Cell." "How kind of you, are you still thinking about him at this time?" "Really? If it weren't for Dr. Gero, perhaps siblings Number 17 and Number 18 would not be so cruel and ruthless. All he wants is to kill Son Goku. Don't worry, I'm strong." AIXI looked at Number 18 and smiled. Looking at AIXI's confident smile and her resolute actions to protect her, No 18's cold face was faintly flushed. After all, she was just a little girl who had not experienced much of the world. Haven't come into contact with many people. I am even more unfamiliar with matters of the heart. Now she has met someone who is willing to risk his own life to protect her. Number 18 felt a little more touched. My heart, which had been silent for a long time, suddenly began to beat violently. Yes, she still thinks that AIXI cannot beat Cell. AIXI didn't know that Number 18 had already imagined so much. If he knew what Number 18 was thinking. Then I have to take Cell to practice for a few days. Buzz. Suddenly, a white light flashed in the sky, and a huge shock wave condensed from Cell's hand. Number 18, come out here honestly. Then, with his loud shout, he threw it fiercely towards the island below where AIXI and others were. Boom. Oh no, Number 18, AIXI, gather together quickly. Number 16 said quickly, ready to give it a try and resist the shock wave. The shockwaves projected by the second-order form of Cell were far beyond their ability to withstand. Hearing this, Number 18 said, "Yet." As he said that, Number 18 quickly looked at AIXI, "AIXI, come to my side, I will release the protective barrier." "That's not necessary." AIXI said lightly, then raised her hand and condensed a majestic blue energy, which was suddenly released under the gaze of the two. It crashed straight into the energy wave condensed by Cell in the sky. Soon. Boom. The two energies collided in just a moment. Immediately following. Under everyone's gaze. The two energies suddenly expanded when they collided, and the heat emitted broke the critical point. Then it started to explode violently. Offset. And it was just a casual strike. The people present looked solemn. Number 16 took a deep look at AIXI. He was definitely no match for this man. Strong. Very strong. He thought so from the moment he couldn't figure out this person's depth. This further confirms this idea. Number 18 just stared at AIXI blankly. He didn't lie to me? Great, there is help. High altitude. Cell narrowed his eyes slightly, this aura was so unfamiliar. He was sure that it was definitely not the anger of number 16 or number 18. So, who does it belong to? Son Goku? Or Son Gohan? No, neither. Cell's eyes were vicious. No matter who he is, if he dares to disturb my transformation into a perfect form, I will kill him. As he thought of this, his figure suddenly shot out. It fell rapidly from the sky and rushed towards AIXI and others. Not far from the seaside. Trunks and Vegeta who were fighting stopped waving their fists at the same time. What is this energy? Trunks looked towards the island with a serious look. Although it only appeared for a moment, I could feel it. It's so strong. Vegeta also frowned and looked unhappy. He didn't recognize this energy either. Tisk, who cares who he is, we'll know after we beat him. Vegeta thought for a moment and then snorted. Immediately, a layer of golden flames rose up around him, and he suddenly flew towards the island. Call out. Dad, wait. Trunks also planned to discuss countermeasures. They don't know each other's background, and they don't know whether they are good or bad. But Vegeta had already rushed forward, so he could only hurry to catch up. And at this moment, Cell has arrived in front of AIXI and others. They looked at each other. Confrontation. Cell looked at number 18 hiding behind AIXI, his eyes revealing greed without any concealment. As long as he absorbs number 18, he can advance to the complete form. As long as he absorbed number 18, he could repay the humiliation that Vegeta had just brought upon him. As long as he absorbs number 18, he will be invincible. Thinking of this, Cell became more excited, and the look in his eyes when he looked at number 18 became more excited. Well. Number 18 shuddered when Cell stared at him. My whole body felt a little chilly. This Cell was a little too disgusting. It must not be absorbed by him. In fear, No 18's fair little hands couldn't help but grab the corner of AIXI's clothes. His body couldn't help but lean forward slightly. Even she herself didn't notice it. Buzz. However, at this moment, a flash of blue light appeared, and then a seemingly ordinary energy wave hit Cell. The speed was so fast that no one present noticed it. This move came too suddenly and too quickly, leaving Cell defenseless. But to be precise, he couldn't catch it even if he was prepared. Bang! Then, boom! The small energy bomb carries terrifying power. The moment it came into contact with Cell, a huge explosion occurred. In an instant, thick smoke rose up. The air was filled with smoke. Gravel splashed. The earth was torn apart. Wait until the smoke slowly dissipates. Cell looked extremely embarrassed at this moment. Half a foot stood with difficulty. Look from a distance. At this moment, he only had half of his body, half of his legs, and half of his face left. He was still spitting blood and looked ferocious. Cell was crumbling, like a dead tree. AIXI looked indifferent, and this was because he was holding back. Cell, you can't touch number 18 while I'm here. Chapter 4. Cell wailed. His face looked extremely hideous because of the pain. It turns out that 10 trillion combat power is still too much. At least for the Cell arc, he is already invincible. AIXI looked slightly puzzled. He also didn't expect that a random energy wave from him could beat Cell like this. Even he had to admire the power of Gogeta's template. Aside. Number 18 and number 16 gasped. Looking at AIXI in shock. So strong. This kind of strength is totally not on the same level as theirs. They thought Vegeta was invincible just now. I didn't expect there was someone braver than him. No 18's eyes flickered as he stared at AIXI. Swoosh. Swoosh. Just at this moment, 2 blazing golden flames descended from the sky. The next moment, Vegeta and Trunks gradually arrived, standing not far to the side of AIXI and others. Vegeta frowned. He had a full view of Cell's miserable condition at the moment. Looking at AIXI, Vegeta looked puzzled, then questioned. Hey, who are you? The opponent was able to beat Cell like this. The strength is definitely not simple. It's okay if it's not enough, he can do it too. But the strange thing is, he didn't even have the slightest impression of such a powerful person. Trunks also looked at AIXI. So strange. There will be no such person in the future. Trunks frowned slightly and muttered in his heart, it seems that this time and space have changed. He should have thought of this earlier. After all, Uncle Gaku had avoided a heart attack because of him. Come back alive. But the other party is standing on the side of number 18, so he is probably not on their side. This is a difficult situation. But fortunately, my dad and I can each fight one. That's right, both father and son were confident that they could handle it, and on the other side. AIXI raised the corners of her mouth, unable to hide her joy. He was attracted by the sound of the system. Ding! Host contact with Vegeta detected, Gogeta template progress increased by 15%. Oh shit! So much! AIXI thought it was outrageous. What a hard life he has had over the years. I should have known that I could get so much unlock progress by contacting Vegeta. Why would he risk his life to train his fighting ability? Open the personal attributes panel. Immediately, AIXI said lightly in her heart. Host, AIXI. Combat power, 500 trillion. Bloodline, pure-blooded scion, top tier, dot. Skills, flying technique, control of ki, Kamehameha wave, final flash, ki, clone, comet impact, final Kamehameha wave, main template, Gogeta super, unlocked 30%, sub-template, Jebit, unlocked. Not only has the combat power increased from the original 10 MB to the current 500 MB. A few more skills. Clone, Chi, and Eyes and so on. He remembered that these were skills that only GT Gogeta could possess. But this is not the most eye-catching thing. But finally the Kamehameha wave is there. This wave is so cool. While AIXI was communicating with the system, he did not act like a fool in reality. Instead, he looked at Vegeta calmly and said, AIXI. He was originally quite disgusted with Vegeta's questioning just now. An air of superiority. But now because of Vegeta, he added 15% unlocking progress. The way he looked at Vegeta became much kinder. OXI. Vegeta repeated it with a frown on his face. He looked at AIXI and felt an inexplicable sense of familiarity. So he asked again, are you Scion? As the Prince of Scion, he is very familiar with Scion. The guy in front of me is called AIXI. Looks like Scion. As Vegeta said this, everyone present was shocked. Trunks asked in surprise, Scion. As he spoke, he couldn't help but look at AIXI again and again. Immediately following, it was like an epiphany for him. This aura is indeed like Scion. So much like them. Number 16 and number 18 next to AIXI were also surprised. Number 18 looked puzzled. There is no AIXI in the database recorded by Dr. Gero. Although she hated Dr. Gero very much, she still recognized his achievements in the field of science. Son Goku and others have not been able to escape Dr. Gero's record. How did AIXI escape? AIXI nodded and said, yes, to Vegeta's question. Hearing this, Vegeta frowned, that's not right. Impossible. There are no other scions alive except for me and Kakarot. As if he had thought of something, he smiled and said, since you said you are a scion, then you must become a super scion, right? He doesn't quite believe that AIXI is scion. But I have to admit that AIXI's aura is very consistent with scion. Instead of being so entangled, wouldn't it be possible to just let the other party become a super scion and solve the problem? Can. AIXI nodded and said. Well then, you become scion and fight me, Super Vegeta. Vegeta smiled, he couldn't wait to fight the man in front of him. The words fell. Before AIXI could reply, Trunks spoke anxiously. Dad, don't mess around, we should eliminate Cell first. Hearing this, Vegeta frowned and shouted coldly, Trunks, what are you afraid of? You have been trying to stop me since just now. Cell is such a BD that he can't beat me even with just one hand. But get lost, you are so dilatory. You don't have any princely manners at all. Vegeta snorted. Immediately, he looked at AIXI, come on, transform into your strongest form and fight me. Just at this moment, an incongruous voice came. The voice was filled with anger. Hateful. You guys don't take me seriously enough. Everyone looked over when they heard the sound. I saw that Cell had recovered using Piccolo's ability at some point. But his breath was obviously much weaker. Even so, he still felt greatly insulted. Obviously. He is the biggest boss. But, here. No one takes him seriously. Vegeta, you promised to help me absorb number 18. Cell looked at Vegeta and said. These words seemed to be a plea. But Cell had no other choice. Just absorb number 18. He becomes invincible. We'll settle accounts one by one then. Especially that BD Cell looked at AIXI fiercely, but was shocked by the other's calm look. He quickly looked away. This guy is so calm. And there was no warning when he attacked, so we could only endure it. Hearing this, Vegeta nodded, looking arrogant, yes. It's just right that you can join him after you absorb no 18. Hearing this, Trunks frowned, twisting his brows into a frown. He could see that AIXI was very mysterious and quite powerful. I don't know the details yet. Not to mention the complete form of Cell and AIXI together. What on earth is Dad thinking? Okay, Vegeta, I respect you as a man, so help me hold that guy back. Cell's eyes lit up and he pointed at AIXI and said. P.S. Thank you for the flowers and votes. Chapter 5. Vegeta nodded and crossed his arms. But he did not make a move. Instead, he planned to wait and see from the side. And Cell's voice fell. His aura was no longer suppressed, it all burst out. In an instant, a layer of golden flames rose up around Cell, which was extremely majestic. Cell pushed hard against the ground with his right foot. Boom! In an instant, the earth suddenly cracked. By this force, Cell's figure shot out and flew towards number 18. Since Vegeta agreed to help him hold back AIXI, then he just has to charge forward. See this scene. Number 18 turned pale and quickly leaned against AIXI, holding AIXI's arms tightly with both hands. A breeze blew, and the scent of a young girl filled my nose. A soft touch came from my arm. Very big. Very soft. AIXI raised the corners of her mouth slightly. And at this moment, Cell's aura was huge, and as he flew over at high speed, he secretly gathered all the energy in his body. Gather towards the right fist. Take it. Cell flew in front of AIXI, hung upside down, and punched out with clenched fists. Facing this extremely fast and powerful punch, AIXI's expression remained unchanged, as calm as ever. Not a single movement. Don't dodge. Do not resist. Cell looked sarcastic, what a cocky and arrogant boy. What can you use to block this punch? However, just when his fist was about to touch AIXI, a strong storm suddenly swept in. Boom! All I heard was a huge roar. It was a sonic boom. AIXI's fist pierced Cell's entire chest. At the same time, the powerful wind from the fist swept Cell backwards and smashed him hard against a mountain. The moment of collision. The mountain collapsed in an instant, submerging the entire Cell. See this scene. Vegeta, who was watching from far away on the mountain, could no longer sit still. His pupils contracted violently, and he spoke slowly, his tone unbelievable, this speed. I didn't even see it clearly. And he knocked Cell away in an instant. Vegeta felt like he had seen a ghost. What is going on? The other party actually said that he was a Saiyan, so why didn't he transform into a Super Saiyan? You don't need to become a Super Saiyan to be that powerful. Vegeta looked solemn. Ha, ah. Cell lifted the rebel that was pressing down on him. He stood up with difficulty and looked at AIXI with fear in his eyes. This moment. Once, twice, but never 3 times. He understood. The other party's strength is completely on a different level than his. Monster. The person in front of me must be a monster. Cell firmly believes. Cell looked panicked, his voice trembling. Who are you? AIXI. Just a Scion passing by. AIXI smiled. Scion. No. Impossible. You don't even exist in the data collected by Dr. Gero. Where did you come from? Cell is almost insane. He is almost able to absorb number 18 and advance to the complete form. But such a person happened to appear and hindered his plan. Hateful. Cell looked annoyed. He loves to see fear in humans and to be in control. But now, things were completely beyond his expectations. Because of the person in front of me. Vegeta, you promised to help me advance to the perfect form. Then go and stop that monster. Cell shouted to Vegeta. Vegeta snorted, are you giving me orders? Humph, ugly BD, just wait. After saying. Vegeta looked at AIXI and said. I believe you are Scion nonsense. With such strong strength, that bag belongs to Scion. AIXI didn't respond and looked at Vegeta. Wait for the other person to continue talking. AIXI, right. How do you feel about this? Let Cell absorb number 18 first and advance to the complete form. Then I will kill his complete form. Finally, let's have another battle between the strongest and the strongest. Vegeta laughed. He thought the proposal was great. When Kakarot comes out of the spirit time room, he will definitely be in for a surprise. Hearing this, AIXI frowned slightly, why don't you give Bulma to Cell to absorb? How can you say such a thing? Vegeta was stunned, then became angry. Can it be the same? AIXI asked, why is it different? Vegeta snorted, humph, it's just different. There's no way Bulma would let Cell absorb it, and I can't just ignore it. AIXI said calmly, yes, you know that too. Then Cell wants to absorb number 18. I can't just do nothing, right? Having said that, Vegeta is not a brainless person. I understood what AIXI meant. The other party compared him to his wife Bulma. The meaning is very clear. Vegeta frowned, thought for a moment and said, okay, forget about Cell then. I won't get involved in Cell's affairs, but you have to fight me afterwards. He wanted to fight this Scion more than this half-baked Cell. So after making some decisions, he decisively backstabbed Cell. Hearing this, AIXI nodded, okay. Hearing the other party's response, Vegeta's mouth curled up slightly, and then he crossed his arms across his chest and stopped making any offensive moves. Everyone present was stunned. Why were the two of them so tense just now? Are we reconciled now? Trunks was very confused. He didn't understand why his father suddenly gave up the idea of making Cell a perfect form. But he is very happy. Because this is perfect, and I can solve the Cell problem at the same time. Thinking of this, Trunks looked at AIXI with a much calmer look. I thought it was the enemy camp. I didn't expect to be able to communicate. But once these people had reached an agreement, Cell felt uncomfortable. Cell's face turned pale and looked extremely ugly. He looked at Vegeta angrily. Vegeta, you little BD, how could you be so treacherous to something you promised? Hey, Cell, you don't think you have the qualifications to negotiate with me? You are nothing but a clown at the mercy of others. Vegeta folded his arms across his chest and snorted. Hateful. Cell gritted his teeth and clenched his fists, veins bulging. It's all his fault. OXI. If it weren't for him, I would have fulfilled my wish long ago. How many years did he lie dormant in order to achieve his complete form? Who understands? But now that things have come to this, we can only retreat. Without thinking, Cell stepped back, intending to escape immediately. Everyone saw Cell's intention. Number 18 pulled AIXI, her cold face pleading, AIXI, can you save my brother? AIXI's expression remained unchanged, sure. Hearing this, Number 18 was immediately delighted and was about to thank her when he heard AIXI ask. So how are you going to thank me? Why? Number 18 was stunned for a moment, then raised his eyes and looked into AIXI's eyes. This look is so strange. It's like watching prey. Feeling a little shy when being stared at, Number 18 quickly lowered his head. It seems like I don't have anything worthwhile to repay the other party? After thinking for a while, Number 18 looked up and said, as long as you save my brother, I can promise you anything. After saying that, a blush instantly appeared on No 18's face. AIXI smiled and said, you said it, you can't go back on your word. Well, I won't regret it. Number 18 nodded firmly. P.S. Please give me some money and votes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Chapter 6. Then, AIXI disappeared from the spot. Only a residual image was left. When he reappeared, he was already in front of Cell. Where do you want to go? AIXI looked at Cell and said lightly. What? So fast. Cell looked shocked. It suddenly appeared in front of him without any warning. How is this different from a ghost? You, what do you want? Cell stepped back, his body trembling, and spoke in a trembling voice. AIXI's 2 punches. All of these made him deeply aware of his own insignificance. He had to be afraid. Is this how the dream of invincibility is shattered with 2 punches? Nonsense, of course I'll kill you. AIXI finished speaking and slid out quickly. Slide punishment, bang. Bang. Only the next moment. AIXI appeared above Cell's head and flew, and hit Cell's head with 2 knee kicks. Only 2 dull sounds were heard. Cell's face shrank from the impact. His body couldn't stop retreating. AIXI flashed again and appeared behind Cell. Bang. Another punch hit Cell's waist, digging deep into it. Vomit. How is it possible? Cell's pupils widened and he spat out a mouthful of sour water. His spine was shattered. Before he could stop, AIXI kicked him away, then reached a high altitude in advance, clasped his hands together and slammed Cell to the ground. Boom! Cell could no longer bear this combination of attacks. An uncontrollable feeling of nausea swept through my body. Vomit! Cell's pupils shrank and his sausage mouth was stretched open. A white viscous liquid, along with a human figure, suddenly spewed out of his mouth. Number 17. After spitting out number 17, Cell's breath experienced an unprecedented plunge. The body shape also changed into the first form. At this moment, I'm afraid everyone present can beat him. Seeing that number 17 had been taken out, AIXI no longer planned to hold back. He placed his hands on his waist, forming a calyx shape, and whispered, Kamehameha wave. Boom! No, don't! I beg for mercy, don't kill me! Cell looked horrified as he watched the approaching Kamehameha wave. But soon, with the crash of the Kamehameha wave, his voice gradually disappeared, and his figure also began to disappear and dissipate. Not far away. So strong. Krillin looked horrified. He was extremely shocked after watching the entire battle. There is no skill at all, it's all about numerical crushing. This person's fighting ability is terrifying. Klin patted his chest, feeling lucky that he had not been operated on by the other party. And aside, Trunks was equally shocked. AIXI's strength is too strong, and the opponent is just a normal person. He didn't forget that the other person was Saiyan. I can't imagine it. If AIXI becomes a Super Saiyan, how powerful he would be. Vegeta slowly recovered from his shock and took a deep breath. I must fight him. Trunks was stunned, then immediately advised, Dad, let's stop now. I'm afraid AIXI is not something we can handle. Vegeta snorted, you little brat, you don't have any Saiyan blood at all, so what if you're strong? My Super Vegeta may not be a match for me. After saying that, Vegeta flew towards AIXI. Trunks remained silent. Come to AIXI. After dealing with Cell, AIXI did not sit idle and walked towards number 17. Number 17, number 17. Number 18 was shaking number 17, who was lying unconscious on the ground, with both hands, his tone anxious. AIXI, is he okay? It's okay, he just fainted, he will be fine after treatment. AIXI said. As he spoke, he stretched out a hand and pointed at number 17. Immediately following, under the gaze of number 18, a warm green healing light emanated from his palms. Buzz. Just a few seconds. Number 17 opened his eyes and sat up with one hand on the ground. He looked around in confusion. Very good. Thank you, AIXI. Number 18 stepped forward and hugged AIXI, expressing gratitude. Why? Number 17 was startled and quickly looked at AIXI. Who is this? Everyone knows. Men and women should not touch each other. But couples can. So, who is this person? Brother-in-law. Oh my god. What happened during the time I was absorbed? How come there is suddenly a brother-in-law? Number 17 was shocked, but he respected his sister's choice. Hello, who are you? Hello, I'm AIXI. AIXI smiled. Oh, I hope you can be nicer to my sister. Number 17 said seriously. Yeah, I will. AIXI nodded. Number 17 then raised the corners of his mouth and smiled. Damn it, what the hell are you two talking about? No 18's pretty face turned red and she said in embarrassment. Number 17, I was so worried about you. How dare you, a heartless fellow, betray me like this? Number 17 was shocked and quickly stood up and flew away. What did I do wrong? Number 18 followed closely. Stop talking. The two walked away, and AIXI looked at Vegeta. Vegeta crossed his arms and looked at AIXI quietly. Do you really want to fight me? AIXI confirmed again. Well, of course. Use all your strength, or I won't let you go. Vegeta snorted and said. Full strength. AIXI looked strange. His full strength? Interesting. Good. AIXI's expression condensed and he clenched his fists tightly. Hey 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 hey. A low roar came from his throat. Vegeta's expression became serious, and he carefully felt the other person's breath. Call out. A layer of golden ripples slowly appeared at AIXI's feet, and as her aura grew, it gradually turned into rising flames. Swish, swish, swish. The gushing golden flames shot up into the sky, reaching straight into the clouds, which was extremely spectacular. AIXI's hair and eyebrows were also covered with a layer of gold in an instant, a golden glow. His eyes became sharper at this moment. An invisible aura slowly spread out, filled with power and confidence. Are you kidding me? Vegeta's pupils shrank and he couldn't speak clearly. Incredible. This energy was like a vast ocean, and he was like a small boat in it. You can overturn it and swallow it at any time. Powerful. So strong. The other side. Trunks and Krillin, who were watching the game, were so shocked that they couldn't speak. Krillin muttered, too strong, I don't think Goku would be a match for him, right? This AIXI, where on earth did this monster come from? Trunks nodded, his expression solemn, yeah, he's really strong, his blast alone can take my breath away, I just hope he's not a bad guy. P.S. Thank you for the monthly ticket, brother Sing Kong. Please give me some money. Chapter 7. Just as the two were shocked. Swish. Only a voice was heard. Yo! Krillin and Trunks are here. The sound startled the two of them, and they quickly turned around to look. I saw it behind the two of them. There were 3 figures standing there. Goku, Gohan, and Piccolo. You guys came out of the spirit time room. Krillin and Trunks looked delighted and hurried forward. Yeah, it just came out not long ago. Son Goku laughter. Ha 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 ha, we learned about the situation here as soon as we came out. I was shocked and hurriedly changed into a dance uniform and came here. After saying. Son Goku took a step forward and looked at where AIXI and Vegeta were with a serious expression. By the way, who is that person fighting Vegeta right now? I heard from Piccolo that he solved Cell. But we only know the general situation and don't know his identity yet. Son Goku asked confused. Piccolo and Son Gohan were also confused. Krillin and Trunks looked at each other. Then. Krillin stepped forward and said. I'll probably tell you what I know. Then. Krillin briefly summarized everything that had just happened. After hearing this, the 3 of them suddenly realized. Son Goku looked slightly excited, so, Cell's death will bring out a more powerful person. It's still Sion. AIXI? Hey, Goku. Krillin was speechless and interrupted. You are such a careless guy. That guy called AIXI is so powerful, how can you just relax like that? Yeah, Uncle Goku, we're worried that he's an enemy. Trunks also said quickly. Hearing this, Son Goku still didn't show any worry. Instead, he smiled. You think too much. He rubbed his hands excitedly and said, AIXI is definitely a pure martial artist. I can't wait to have a fight with him. The words fell. Everyone looked at each other. How did this guy feel that AIXI was a pure Taoist dancer? Okay, don't think too much. Since the other party is able to negotiate and exchange ideas, it proves that he is not the kind of unreasonable person. We don't have to assume an enemy. Piccolo said lightly. AIXI can spar with Vegeta instead of fighting a life and death battle. It proves that the other party is capable of negotiation and can be won over. Piccolo is right. Son Goku laughter. And I feel like he and I are similar, and we would definitely benefit a lot from interacting with each other. Come on, get closer. I want to see if Vegeta has improved since coming out of the spirit time chamber. After saying that, he slowly floated up and flew towards AIXI and Vegeta. Seeing this, everyone hurried to follow. And the other side. Number 17, who was being chased and beaten by number 18, suddenly stopped. Look in the direction of AIXI. His eyes widened. His pupils were filled with shock. The next moment, he took a breath. Oh my god! The voice was filled with disbelief. Is my brother-in-law a little bit against the will of heaven? I finally know why I am still alive and well. Cell should have been killed by him. You still dare to be in a daze? Take my punch, no 17. At this time, number 18 was approaching. Not daring to think too much, number 17 flew away quickly, shouting, Sister, aren't you marrying too high? AIXI is so strong, are you worthy of her? What nonsense are you talking about, you little brat? I don't deserve your say. Number 18 said angrily. Back to AIXI. Vegeta came back to his senses from the shock and looked at AIXI with serious eyes. But he did not flinch. Instead, he clenched his fists and roared. Ha 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 ha. The next moment, his body gradually grew stronger and his muscles swelled. This is his strongest form yet. Commonly known as Super Vegeta. AIXI's expression remained unchanged. He naturally knew this form. This is the second stage of Super Saiyan 1 in the original work. This form has both advantages and disadvantages. But overall, the disadvantages outweigh the advantages. The reason is simple. This form indeed gained power far beyond Super 1. But while gaining power, I also lost the most important thing. Speed. What if you have all the strength but can't hit anyone? If you encounter a fast one, you won't explode. Moreover, this form consumes a lot of physical strength. The battery life is not good. Therefore, in the original work, the developed Son Goku discarded it immediately. Moving towards more comprehensive full power. It must be said that Son Goku's martial arts talent is really strong. This is my strongest form, take it. Vegeta gritted his teeth. Then, his figure suddenly shot out. Towards AI Zigong. Bang. 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 In a flash. A fierce battle began. But AIXI did not fight back, but dodged easily. On the mountain, Son Goku, who was watching, shook his head. Krillin asked confusedly, what's wrong, Goku? Vegeta has too many drawbacks in this form. He will never be able to touch AIXI. Son Goku said slowly. What do you mean, Goku? Sacrifice speed for power. Son Goku Tan rode. Hearing this, everyone suddenly understood. I see. Trunks was left alone in silence. The form that he was so proud of was just denied by Uncle Goku. Hateful. A hole, you look down on me. Vegeta frowned, looking unpleasant. In anger, he waved his fists even more wildly. Not really. Do you know why you can't hit me? AIXI said lightly as she backed away. What? Vegeta gritted his teeth. First, there is a huge gap in strength. Second, you are too slow. AIXI replied. Tisk, of course I know it's slow, but it's also very powerful. Vegeta snorted. It's useless. The energy will run out quickly. AIXI said lightly. Then, his figure flew high. He looked at Vegeta and smiled. Do you want to become Super 1 full power? Super Saiyan 1 full power? Vegeta frowned, confused. Didn't you notice? You are very belligerent right now, your body coordination is extremely poor, and your breath is very unstable. Not only can you not display the speed and strength that a Super 1 should have, you also have no combat strategy at all. AIXI said. Vegeta gritted his teeth, his face slightly ashamed, and then snorted. Cut. He certainly knows his current situation. But it was stated so bluntly. I still feel a loss of self-esteem. P.S. Please give me some money and votes. This is the greatest support for young authors. Thank you very much. Chapter 8. The Other Side. Son Goku listened to the battle report from Piccolo and nodded repeatedly. My eyes light up again and again. That's absolutely right. So that's Super Saiyan 1 at full power. I was just wondering what to name it. Aside. Krillin was startled. Hey! Goku, what do you mean? You have mastered Super Saiyan 1 full power. Hearing this, Son Goku scratched his head and smiled. No, I'm just getting close. I'm still in Super 1 form and I'm still exploring. Son Gohan glanced at his father in confusion. Hasn't it been mastered? I remember being in the Spirit Time House a few months ago. My father has already discovered this problem. Now that he is at full power, I don't believe that Dad hasn't achieved it yet. Still too modest. Trunks on the side suffered another blow. Is this the gap? He is quite proud of it, and seems like a real clown. Back to AIXI. After AIXI's teaching, Vegeta suddenly understood. But the battle is not over yet. Next. I will use all my strength. Vegeta smiled with the corners of his mouth slightly raised. He is confident that this trick will work without any effort. Oh. Then come on. AIXI smiled. Hearing this, Vegeta took a deep breath. He suddenly opened his hands and shouted, finally. Buzz. A golden light condensed from his hands, and tremendous energy gathered. Flash. The next moment, Vegeta suddenly released the final flash in his hand. Boom. The mighty energy column roared towards AIXI with overwhelming force, as if to destroy everything along the way. AIXI's expression remained unchanged and she remained calm. The moment she was about to touch him, AIXI took action. He slapped the back of his hand towards the huge energy coming towards him. Bang! Immediately following, under the shocked gaze of everyone, Vegeta's full-strength attack. AIXI easily bounced it away, threw it out of the earth, and flowed into the starry sky. Slowly turned into a ray of starlight and slowly dissipated. Vegeta looked extremely ugly. Are you going to just do it so casually? Son Goku looked serious, so strong. If it were me, I wouldn't dare to take Vegeta's full-strength attack so easily. This guy just slapped it away. Krillin sighed, they are all monsters, and this one is a monster among monsters. AIXI looked at Vegeta in the sky and said calmly, it's over. Then, his figure disappeared from the spot, leaving only a shadow. The next moment, his figure appeared above and behind Vegeta. And use your right hand to make a fist to gather some strength. It hit Vegeta's neck. And the other party hasn't reacted yet. Bang! Only a dull sound was heard. Vegeta's eyes widened as an indescribable feeling washed over him. Does it hurt? It doesn't hurt. I fainted in an instant. How could it hurt? Only. He had 1,000 puzzles in his mind. When did the other party come behind him? But he hated it even more. He couldn't even take a single blow. Soon, his breath dropped to the lowest level and his hair turned black. The body slowly fell from the air. Dead. Trunks quickly flew out. Catch Vegeta. After the discussion, Son Goku and his companions hurried forward. Son Goku smiled and said, hello, I'm Son Goku. Piccolo crossed his arms and said calmly, Piccolo. Son Gohan was very polite, hello, I'm Son Gohan, please give me your guidance. Klin scratched his bald head, I'm Klin, haha, we've met before. Everyone revealed their identities to AIXI one by one. Feel the kindness radiating from everyone. AIXI also smiled and said, hello, I'm AIXI, from Zeno, at the same time. Ding! The host is detected to be in contact with the protagonist Son Goku, and the progress of unlocking the Gogeta template increases by 15%. AIXI's expression remained unchanged, but the corners of her mouth rose slightly. Why? You are in Zeno. I live in the same city as Bulma. That's great, can I spar with you? Son Goku's eyes lit up. Of course. AIXI nodded. Hey, you're so strong. You defeated Vegeta so easily. Son Goku was unstinting in his praise. It's okay. AIXI smiled. Son Goku seemed to have thought of something and suddenly said seriously. That's right. I haven't thanked you yet. Thank you for helping us eliminate Cell. Speaking of which, this wasn't your responsibility. But I was training in the Spirit Time House at the time and missed this opportunity. Thank you for your help. It doesn't matter. I have always lived on Earth, and it is my duty to destroy Cell. AIXI said. Ah! Everyone was shocked. AIXI asked in confusion, what's wrong? Have you been living on Earth all this time? We didn't even feel your presence before. Krillin exclaimed. Yeah, that's right. You are so strong. As long as you show your aura, we can all feel it. Son Goku said confusedly. I prefer quietness. AIXI made it up casually. He can't say that he's afraid of dying, right? Everyone suddenly realized. Oh well. But we know each other now. Krillin smiled and said. By the way, AIXI, do you want to participate in the next world's #1 martial arts tournament? Son Goku asked quickly as if he remembered something. When? AIXI asked. For the world's #1 martial arts tournament. AIXI is still quite interested. This is one of the most exciting scenes in the previous anime. Only with the world's #1 martial arts tournament can there be subsequent masters from all walks of life. Next May. Son Goku laughter. I will come. AIXI said lightly. Very good. Then I will come find you. Then we'll leave first. Son Goku waved his hand and prepared to leave. The matter was actually resolved, so there was no need for him to stay. Then, under his leadership, all the Z fighters left together. Original place. Watching the backs of the people gradually going away. AIXI did not stay and flew away slowly. But what no one knows. Inside a rocky peak 1 kilometer away, a mayfly robot about 2 nanometers in diameter recorded everything. The battle data has been collected. Target person, AIXI. Assessing strength, unlimited. Gene acquisition, unsuccessful. Danger level, 10 stars. Cut. Where did this monster come from? A clear female voice came from the robot. Zeno. Inside the apartment. After AIXI finished washing up, she lay on the bed. Close your eyes and take a nap. I don't know how much time passed. Bang, bang. Sudden. There were several dull knocks on the apartment door. AIXI's mouth corners lifted slightly. Here it comes. After opening the door, AIXI saw a tall girl with a cold face standing in front of her. Number 18. Number 18, it's so late, what's wrong? AIXI smiled. At the same time, he stepped aside and motioned number 18 to come in. Number 18 held the corner of his clothes tightly and walked in slowly. Nothing, I just wanted to keep my promise. Number 18 whispered softly. Keep your head down. AIXI couldn't see No 18's expression at the moment. Please sit down first. I'll get you a glass of water. Then. AIXI comforted number 18 on the sofa and went to pour water. After AIXI walked away. Only then did number 18 dare to look up. You can see it. At this moment, No 18's pretty face had a slight blush. Shame. What on earth is she doing? I walked to AIXI's house in a daze. Definitely lost. Her short golden hair reflected a dazzling luster under the light. It also adds a bit of coldness and noble temperament to her, which cannot be touched. Number 18 took off the outfit he was wearing for today's battle. Instead, he listened to his brother. She changed into a plain and simple white long shirt and white short skirt. This outfit perfectly highlights her bright headlights, slender waist, and long white legs. At this moment, she looks like she has the temperament of a young girl. Youthful and beautiful, quiet and warm. But because her cold face was tinged with a layer of blush and shyness, she looked extremely contrasting. Number 18 looked around AIXI's room with curiosity. The furniture is neatly arranged, the layout is monotonous and warm, and there is no obvious dust. It seems AIXI likes cleanliness very much. At this time, AIXI came over with 2 glasses of water. Number 18 quickly stood up and took the water handed to him by the other party. Take a sip. Then she looked at AIXI seriously. AIXI, I'm here to keep my promise today. Chapter 9. AIXI, you saved me and my brother, and I promise to do anything for you. Number 18 had a cold expression and spoke in a calm tone. But her slightly trembling body showed that she was not nervous. Really? AIXI smiled. Real. Then come with me. AIXI stood up and slowly walked to the second floor. Seeing this, No 18's heart tightened and his face flushed. Is it still coming? But I didn't think much about it. She also stood up quickly. Lower your head and follow AIXI closely. Unconsciously. Already reached the bedroom. AIXI paused. Bang. With a bang, No 18's soft body hit AIXI's back. After I calmed down, Number 18 stepped back and said hastily, "I'm sorry." She seems distracted when she walks. Fine. AIXI smiled. Walked over to the bed and sat down. He patted the empty seat next to him, motioning for the other person to come over and sit down. Seeing this, Number 18 walked over nervously. "Sit down slowly. Don't be nervous, just relax." AIXI patted Number 18 gently and said, "How are you going to repay me?" Hearing this, Number 18 was stunned. "Why did you throw the question to her again?" "I have no idea." Number 18 whispered, shaking his head slightly. "Do you like me?" AIXI asked suddenly. As soon as these words came out, No 18's pretty face suddenly turned red, and she looked a little panicked. "Well, I dislike." AIXI pursued the victory. "No." Number 18 answered quickly. His tone was anxious. "Panic. Like a frightened rabbit. So that means you like it." AIXI smiled. No 18's expression changed slightly and he responded softly. "Charge." AIXI pinched No 18's chin and made him look at her. "I like you too." The words fell. Number 18 looked like a steam girl, with an unusually flushed face. "He likes me too?" When the atmosphere reaches this point, the emotions of most people will suppress their rationality. AIXI printed it without any hesitation. "It tastes as warm as jade, with a light fragrance." No 18's pupils shrank slightly and his eyes widened. After a long time, the two slowly separated. Number 18 was a little out of breath and she was a little overwhelmed. "Call." Number 18 pushed AIXI away and angrily asked, "AIXI, have you ever kissed someone else?" AIXI gently stroked her face and looked into her eyes. "No." Number 18 looked doubtful. "Really?" AIXI nodded gently. "It felt good, as smooth as jade." Number 18 looked at AIXI and said nothing. AIXI saw her own reflection in her eyes. All the other person sees is himself. AIXI felt that Number 18 was constantly provoking her. "May I?" Number 18 bit her lip lightly, hesitated for a moment, and then nodded. Just like that, AIXI hugged the other person. Came to the living room. Set sail. I don't know how much time passed. Number 18 frowned, bit his lips, and hugged AIXI tightly. The next day, AIXI gets up early. Prepare a nutritious breakfast. He had a smile on his face. Who said that Number 18 has infinite stamina and can last infinitely? It was only one night and I couldn't stand it anymore. After a while, a slender figure slowly walked down from the upstairs. AIXI looked over. I saw that Number 18 recovered well and was not as difficult to walk as I had imagined. "Good morning, Number 18. "Good morning." Number 18 smiled and walked over. "You're up so early." AIXI smiled and said, "I'm used to it." Before, he got up quite early because of school. "Come over and have breakfast." Number 18 sat down slowly with curiosity and looked at the food. "Tasty. You're such a great cook." Number 18 looked surprised, with the corners of his mouth raised. "So cute." AIXI walked over slowly and gently picked up the other person. "Why?" "AIXI, what are you doing?" Number 18 was startled and asked quickly. AIXI replied. "What are you humming about?" For a long time. Looking at Number 18 who had fallen asleep, AIXI smiled. Then he found a white martial arts uniform from the closet. Black belt. After getting dressed, AIXI slowly walked out of the apartment. "I have some serious business to do today." But as soon as he took a step out of the apartment, he felt a breath gradually approaching him. "Son Goku!" "Call out!" Son Goku slowly slowed down. With a look of surprise, he greeted me from afar. Ouch! Watching the other party land, AIXI was a little confused. "Why are you here?" "Haha, I want to spar with you." Son Goku laughter. "Yes, but not now. I need to borrow the Dragon Ball." AIXI nodded. That's right. He was still preparing to go find the other party. Dragon Ball. Is there anything you need urgently? Son Goku wondered. Well, I will use Dragon Ball to remove the bombs left in number 18 and no 17's bodies. AIXI nodded. Hearing this, Son Goku finally understood, then nodded and smiled. Of course, the Dragon Ball is in the Temple of Heaven. After saying, he asked with a hint of doubt. Are you married to that android 18? Who told you that? AIXI was stunned. Who sent it? Haha, everyone says so. After all, you beat up Cell badly for that girl. Son Goku laughter. Stop talking nonsense, let's go to the Temple of the Gods. AIXI was speechless. Are all Z fighters so boring? There is also Son Goku. Why would you pay attention to this kind of thing? It doesn't fit your personality. The two flew towards the Temple of Heaven, chatting idly during the flight. Should I say it or not? Son Goku is indeed easy to like. After this chat, AIXI and Son Goku are getting to know each other better. P.S. Thank you for the flowers and tickets. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. I is always grateful. Bow down. Chapter 10. Heavenly Temple. Come out, Shenron, and fulfill my wish. 7 golden Dragon Balls are arranged neatly. Son Goku waved his hand and shouted. Buzz. Only an ethereal voice was heard. 7 Dragon Balls burst out with dazzling golden light, soaring into the sky and shooting straight into the clouds. In the blink of an eye, the originally clear and bright sky turned dark and gloomy. Shenron's appearance gradually emerged. A shadow that blocked out the sun was hovering in the sky, and its red eyes slowly looked towards the Temple of Heaven. Whatever wish you want to make this time, I can grant you 3 of them. Shenron's voice was full of authority. Son Goku is watching. Hey hey! Shenron, it's not me who's making the wish this time. Son Goku smiled in response to Shenron, then looked at AIXI and said. AIXI, you go ahead and say it. AIXI nodded, took a step forward and looked at Shenron and said. Help me remove the explosives from number 17 and number 18. Oh, and number 16 as well. Number 16 here was not given to Bulma to repair, so I'll mention it in passing. Hearing this, Shenron was silent for a moment, his eyes flashed red. It's a simple wish. So, do you have any other wishes? AIXI and Son Goku looked at each other, and Son Goku asked, AIXI, do you have any other wishes? Do you want to breathe in the universe? AIXI seemed to have thought of something and said. Universe breathing. Son Goku was stunned, then thought about it. He actually ignored this thing. Although their Scion combat power is extremely high, they still have several fatal flaws. The inability to breathe in a vacuum is one of them. After careful consideration, Son Goku felt that this ability was necessary to possess. He has learned lessons from experience. Back in Namek, if I could breathe in the universe. Does he need to go looking for some universe spaceship? He turned into a super race and flew away at full speed. After coming to terms with his thoughts, Son Goku nodded to AIXI, that's a good suggestion. Then, the two reached a consensus. Make a wish to Shenron. Your wish has come true. Goodbye, then. Shenron said lightly. Then, his figure turned into a flash of light and completely dispersed. 7 Dragon Balls fell from the sky and spread to various places on the earth. The sky also became clear again. AIXI, this wish is indeed very good. Next time we encounter an enemy that we can't control, we can drag him to the universe to fight. Son Goku laughter. Yes, and the speed of the Scion is only faster than the universe spacecraft, not slower. If its endurance is good, it can travel across the stars. AIXI nodded. Baizai Mountain. On a plain behind the mountain, the Sun family father and son and AIXI slowly fell down. Son Goku invited AIXI to his home. After a meal, he went to the back mountain to ask AIXI for advice. Have a discussion. He also brought his son Son Gohan along. I want Son Gohan to see AIXI fight with me so that he can gain some insights. AIXI, I have almost mastered the full power of Super Saiyan that you mentioned last time you fought Vegeta. I just want to know, are there any new forms above the full power of Super Saiyan? For example, A Super Saiyan who surpasses Super Saiyan 1. It's commonly known as Super 2, right? Son Goku smiled with curiosity. You have the answer yourself, don't you? AIXI smiled. The other party has already sensed the prototype of Super Saiyan 2. I'm just asking this to get a precise answer. It's true. It seems that my idea is correct. Son Goku's eyes lit up. Then, he slowly expressed his original idea. In fact, if you hadn't intervened, I wouldn't have had a showdown with Cell. My original idea was to let Gohan deal with Cell. Because, when I was training in the Spirit Time Chamber, I discovered Gohan's great potential and talent. If he gets angry, maybe he can surpass Super Saiyan. Aside, Son Gohan, who was just watching the show, was also stunned when he heard about his own affairs, and then he smiled shyly. Indeed, Gohan's potential is terrifying. With a little guidance, he will definitely be as good as Saiyan in the future. AIXI nodded. Son Gohan's talent and potential are definitely among the best. If he practices well, then Jiren will be the one who suffers from the power. Do you think so? Son Goku smiled, that's why I asked him to come with me. First, I want to see your strength, and second, I want you to teach Gohan. Son Goku saw that his son had a lot of talent and it must not be wasted. Because the current Son Gohan has just come out of the Spirit Time Chamber, his bellicosity and fighting factor has not yet dissipated. It's a good time to practice. As for why let AIXI teach Son Gohan. Very simple, AIXI is far superior to herself in the field of martial arts. And he is still a high school student. This way, the two of them will definitely have a lot to talk about, and she will not refuse. Then make up a lie. Wouldn't it be enough to say that Gohan goes to AIXI for tutoring every day? As to whether it is literary knowledge or martial arts knowledge, it is not clear. He is only responsible for handing the baby over. I see. AIXI nodded. Gohan can train with me, but he needs to become my apprentice. Very good. Son Goku was delighted, then looked at Son Gohan. Gohan, what do you mean? He respected Gohan's choice and wouldn't blame him if he refused. As long as you are still alive, there will be tall people to hold up the sky if it falls. He did this simply because he didn't want to watch Son Gohan's martial arts talent go to waste. Hearing this, Son Gohan was stunned, looking at Son Goku and then at AIXI. See the anticipation in Son Goku's eyes. Seeing AIXI's confidence and strength. After a moment of silence, he raised his head firmly and looked at AIXI. Master. As he said this, he was about to kneel down. That's not necessary. AIXI helped the other person up, shook her head and smiled. He was quite happy to accept Son Gohan as his apprentice. Intelligent, strong blood, hardworking, polite, good-tempered, sentimental, kind. Can't find a single bad fault. For a person like this, there is no need to worry about him betraying you. P.S. Thank you for your money and votes, readers are awesome. Please give me some money. Great readers. Chapter 11. AIXI, thank you. Son Goku said solemnly. You don't have to be like that. Gohan is very talented, I won't lose anything. AIXI smiled. Then, the two chatted for a while. Only then did he begin practicing. There was a huge gap in strength between the two. AIXI won the victory by crushing the opponent with almost no skills. Period. AIXI explains to Son Goku the method of Super Saiyan 2 breakthrough. And Super Saiyan 3 did not exist yet as far as he was aware. Son Goku was extremely shocked to hear this. Coming in next. It's just unparalleled excitement. AIXI, thank you so much. Super 2, Super 3. With these theoretical supports, I can achieve everything in just a few years without any setbacks. Son Goku said, looking excited. AIXI naturally believed what the other party said. After all, Son Goku is always the first one to figure out a new form. His talent in martial arts is definitely not to be underestimated. Well, it's not that complicated. You just need to keep a few points in mind. First, your normal combat power must be high enough. Second, each form must be cultivated to reach full power. Third, the control of strength and emotions must be extremely precise and stable. Fourth, your emotions must burst out and your anger must reach its peak. Master these 4 tips, becoming a level 2 or 3 player is no longer a dream. AIXI smiled faintly. Yes. Son Goku laughter. Next, AIXI imparted a lot of knowledge before starting to go home. Before leaving, AIXI looked at Son Gohan. You don't need to spend too much time practicing. Just come to Zeno to find me every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, Master. Son Gohan nodded, taking it seriously. AIXI said goodbye to the Sun family again and slowly flew towards home. Back home. As soon as AIXI opened the door, she saw a beautiful figure running towards her quickly. AIXI, you're back. When number 18 saw AIXI, her pretty face showed surprise and she quickly hugged her. AIXI, I want to tell you a good news. Number 18 was in a good mood and said excitedly. AIXI touched her hair and said, don't get excited. Speak slowly. AIXI, when I was taking a shower today, I could clearly feel that the explosive device stored in my body disappeared. Number 18 said happily. I know. You know. Number 18 was stunned. Then, I suddenly understood. The delicate little face looks pitiful. A tear slowly flowed from the corner of her eye, her eyes watery. So, it turned out that you did it again. This feeling is unprecedented. Number 18 hugged AIXI tightly, and his adoring eyes became real. AIXI bowed her head. No 18's cold face now looks pitiful, cute and charming. Very cute. Must be bullied well. AIXI was a little angry. Then. He ignored No 18's wishes and picked her up by the waist. Then you must repay me well. Ah. I just came here this morning. I don't know how much time passed. AIXI stood up slowly. I feel a little heavy. AIXI opened her eyes. The environment he was in now seemed very dark. AIXI frowned slightly and sat up instinctively. Immediately, AIXI stretched out her hands. Swish! Instantly, number 18 frowned. When number 18 woke up, what he saw was not the ceiling. 1 year later. May. It has been a year since the horrific Cell incident. The people on Earth have long recovered from their panic and fear. Has returned to daily life. This year. It's been a busy year. Because this year, the world's #1 martial arts tournament, which is held once every 5 years, is held. Many martial arts masters came here one after another to try to get a piece of the pie. The TV station broadcasts it at all times, with a viewership rate of up to 60%. This is the value of the world's #1 martial arts tournament. Sato. An apartment. A figure came running towards them. Son Gohan slowly fell from the sky. After knocking on the door slowly opened. Son Gohan saw the person coming and quickly greeted her, Master's wife. Yeah, Gohan. Number 18 laughed. Number 18 wore a simple white dress, shedding her girlish immaturity, and her every frown and smile was filled with a mature charm. She exudes a cool temperament, just like a noble plum blossom. Yeah, I'm here to see the master. Dad said that the world's #1 martial arts tournament will be held tomorrow on a small island in Nandu. I hope master will not be absent. Son Gohan laughed. I see. We'll be there tomorrow. Number 18 nodded slightly. Yes, excuse me for disturbing you. Master's wife, I have to go to the next house to inform them, so I'll leave first. Son Gohan said a polite farewell and flew away. Returned to the living room. After hearing what number 18 said, AIXI couldn't help but flirt with him again. Over the past year, he found that number 18 was becoming more and more charming. Ask for bigger. Of course, it's a good thing that he is very strong, otherwise he really wouldn't be able to withstand this. He is still the leader at present. AIXI sat next to number 18, feeling the fragrance. Do you want to join? Number 18 shook his head, I want to cheer you up, so I won't go up. Good. AIXI nodded and then opened her mouth. Seeing this, number 18 smiled, picked up a sweet fruit from the table and put it into AIXI's mouth. Is it delicious? Tasty. Number 18 smiled slyly, of course it's delicious. Guess what I put in there? AIXI was stunned. Etc. This seems to be my line, right? AIXI looked up and saw the smug look on No 18's face. What did you add? AIXI cooperated with the acting and pretended to be panicked. Number 18 saw this expression and became even happier. Let you tease me every day. Ahem, actually. Number 18 came closer. She looked at AIXI, trying to see surprise in her eyes. But he miscalculated. AIXI was not panicked at all, but was very happy. That's great, that's great. It's a very memorable experience. Number 18 underestimated the other party's shamelessness, so he said seriously, I really added it. I'm so happy. Number 18 was helpless, you are so mean. Then I'm the worst. P.S. Please give me some money. Chapter 12. The next day. The sun was shining brightly, an array of light filtered through the glass window into the house. Brought a little warmth. Living room. AIXI was eating breakfast to replenish her energy. What day? Number 18 used the excuse of helping AIXI win the first place in the world's #1 martial arts tournament. He started a friendly martial arts exchange with him. Said it was friendly. But in the process, Number 18, however, does not follow martial ethics and uses underhanded tactics. Because Number 18 has infinite energy. Even as a scion, he could hardly hold on. In the end, he won the game by transforming into Super Saiyan. No, this won't work. If this continues, he will definitely be killed by Number 18. By the way, the Gogeta template is estimated to be over 50% complete, right? As if he thought of something. AIXI quickly opened the system's personal attribute template. Host, AIXI. Combat power, 5 Jing. Bloodline, pure blood scion, top, skills, flying technique, control of air, Kamehameha wave explosion, 100x super Kamehameha wave, Shenron thunder, resonance explosion, divine punishment, air eye, slide punishment, clone, main template, Gogeta super, unlock level, 50%, subtemplate, Jebit, unlocked. Since saying goodbye to Son Goku a year ago, the template has hardly increased in price. After practicing for so long, I finally broke through the 50% mark. 1 year. Increased from 45% to 50%. This shows how difficult it is to unlock. After asking the system's explanation is, if you want to speed up the unlocking of the main template, you need to get involved in specific events of the character you are bound to. Very simple meaning. What specific events did Gogeta experience? Don't even think about using it. Of course it's evil thoughts, Broly, etc. It seems that there is still a long way to go to improve the template progress. AIXI thought about it. Immediately. Again, I silently recited to myself. System, please help me use all 4 chances to draw templates. I've saved it for so long, it's time to use it. Okay. The system's voice sounded faintly. Then. Ding. The host template unlocking progress is detected to be 50%. There are 4 chances to draw templates left. The random draw is starting, bang. Bang. Then, 4 boxes suddenly fell from the sky in front of AIXI. Unboxing. White, red, and gold. Congratulations to the host for winning the Satan template, Tao Bibai template, Unknown template, and Supreme Kai Xin template. Looking at the 4 characters drawn, AIXI's eyes lit up. Not only did I get gold, I also got red. But what are the first 2? Satan? Peach white? But AIXI still said, adhering to the idea of finding gold and shit. Expand their abilities. Okay. The system responded immediately. The next moment. Satan, fighting ability, a single swing of his arm reaches an astonishing 137, and he can dodge missiles at full speed. Resistance to impact, can withstand a fatal punch from the perfect form of Cell, Majin Bu. Superb wisdom and courage, stay calm when facing powerful enemies, with a survival rate of up to 70%. Appeal, after carrying it, you will be extremely charming and can randomly attract the admiration of passers-by. Finished reading. AIXI raised her eyes slightly. Not bad? Especially the appeal. Next. Tao Bibai, Divine Finger Attack, Invisibility Technique, Whole Wave, Tongue-Licking Attack, Air Wall. Look what I found? Tongue-Licking Attack, Divine Finger Attack, Invisibility. AIXI's mouth corners lifted slightly. It has miraculous effects in actual combat. Next. AIXI looked at the next line. What was this unknown thing? It turned out to be a big hit. It seems that it should not be underestimated. Unknown, hypnosis, charm hand, kidney strengthening method, time stop, critical hit, attack speed. What is this? AIXI was a little dazed. What can you do for me? Although AIXI was confused, she had some guesses in her mind. Isn't this the skill of the male protagonist of a certain anime? This thing has been done. System, you are truly invincible. Hypnosis, if you look into your eyes for 5 seconds, the other party will fall into hypnosis. Note, after the host carries this, he can hypnotize the other party according to their strength. If the strength is lower than the host, the hypnosis time is capped at 24 hours. If the strength is higher than the host, it only takes a few seconds to break it. Charm hands, your palms will give your enemies an amazing feeling. Kidney strengthening method, silently recite the formula in your mind to strengthen the kidneys, with no upper limit. Can be used to restore mana, time stop, you can stop the opponent by consuming your own energy. Note, the energy that the host should consume depends on the opponent's strength. Critical hit, can increase your critical hit rate by 90%, and can hit the enemy's fatal point every time. Looking at these skills, AIXI's eyes lit up. Just looking at these capabilities, most people might misuse them. But AIXI is different. He found it more practical. If this were in battle, I can't imagine that he would give me a charming hand while fighting. Then you won't explode? Of course, this is not the most precious thing. But, time stops. You know, in Dragon Ball, time is an extremely powerful ability. Hit only needs to have a flash of time skill to become the top killer in the 6th universe. Now that he has this time stop, he will be even more invincible. The system marks that the energy that should be consumed will be determined based on the opponent's strength. So time stop probably won't work if you encounter gods of destruction or angel. His energy was probably drained out in an instant. It can be used on enemies of the same level or with a similar level, and it has miraculous effects. As for the last one, Supreme Kai Spicy, I don't think it will be too bad. After opening the ability board, I saw that it was true. Supreme Kai, Flying Technique, Ki Blast, Recovery, Instant Transmission, Top, Mind Reading, Creation, Planet Creation, Life Exchange, exchange one's own life for someone else's. These abilities are also good and worth using. Especially the Recovery and Instant Transmission, they are both top-notch. Better than Tian Tian or Jebit's Recovery. Instant Transmission allows you to go anywhere without having to feel the chi as for the last life-changing technique. AIXI thought he might not be able to use it. If someone else's life is exchanged for my own, that would be acceptable. But you can't exchange your own life for someone else's. My being alive is your biggest trump card. System, remove Jebit and press unknown. AIXI said lightly in her heart. Okay. The system's voice came. Afterwards, AIXI clearly felt that he had gained many more abilities. Let's try time stopping first. AIXI slowly closed her eyes. Call out. The next moment, I saw an invisible white gas spreading out from his body, and everything around him stopped moving at this moment. AIXI opened her eyes. At present, only my own home has been stopped in time. The amount of energy he consumed was not that great, he didn't even feel it was consumed at all. Then let's cover the entire Earth. Immediately, AIXI did not hesitate and released her energy completely. Call out. Just a moment. The entire Earth was covered by a dark gas and fell into stillness. At this time, AIXI could feel it. The gas consumption has begun to show noticeably. Probably because of Son Goku and the others, but it's acceptable. The consumption is not particularly large, it can last at least 8 minutes. AIXI said slowly. Continue. AIXI continued to spread his energy crazily beyond the Earth. Solar System. Small galaxy clusters. At this point, AIXI didn't feel any significant consumption. This proves that there is no existence in the galaxy that is stronger than itself. But when AIXI's aura covered the entire northern galaxy, something unexpected happened. Call out. AIXI's energy suddenly plummeted. It can only last for a few seconds. FK. A possibility. The Bank of the North is as powerful as itself. Not daring to think too much, AIXI quickly cancelled the time stop. Call. AIXI looked slightly surprised. He could understand this if it was in the southern galaxy, where there was a Broly. But this is the northern galaxy, man. What a joke. Are there any powerful people in the northern galaxy? AIXI looked puzzled and couldn't figure it out. P.S. Thank you for the flowers and votes. Chapter 13. AIXI, I'm all packed and ready to go. The crisp voice of number 18 came from upstairs. AIXI came back to her senses and said, okay, I'll wait for you on the first floor, never mind. Don't think about it too much. The universe is so big, it is reasonable that there will be a few strong ones. There's no need to worry, it's not like you can't defeat them. AIXI, let's go. Number 18 walked down slowly from the corner of the stairs. What caught my eye was a pair of firm, round, crystal clear white legs. At this moment, she was wearing a plain black dress, looking noble and cold. Number 18 has very fair skin, and her face looks cool and beautiful without any makeup. AIXI walked over and pinched the other person's face. How cute! Stop talking nonsense and go. Number 18 slapped AIXI's hand away and rolled her eyes. Southern Metropolis. A small island. Today is the world's #1 martial arts tournament, which is held every 5 years. Many people from all over the world have come to register for the competition and to watch the event. Countless jets and giant cruise ships have rushed here. The place is surrounded by mountains and rivers and has a beautiful environment. The flow of people coming and going proves that this competition is still very popular. Registration entrance for the world's #1 martial arts tournament. Son Goku and his group gathered here. I haven't seen you for more than a year and I miss you so much. After reminiscing about the past, Son Goku looked around with a confused look on his face. Hey! Where are the AIXI people? Klin was also confused, yet, didn't he say he would come at that time? Son Gohan scratched his head, I don't know. I've informed the master, but he may not be here yet. Hey, you're not afraid to come, are you? Vegito folded his arms across his chest and snorted. He also started looking for AIXI from the beginning. But we never see each other. He has been practicing day and night this year, and the hardships he has endured are far beyond the comprehension of ordinary people. It was all to avenge AIXI for knocking him unconscious with a slap. How can this be possible now that I can't see anyone? Haha, that's good too. With him here, my ranking in the top 5 might be unstable. Krillin was very happy. What do you want the top 5 for? Bulma asked in confusion. Hehe, winning the prize money can earn money for milk powder. Krillin touched his non-existent nose and smiled shyly. Ah! As soon as these words came out, everyone was shocked. Son Goku was stunned for a moment, then asked in surprise, Krillin, you have a child? Yet. Krillin nodded proudly. Who is the child's mother? Bulma was also shocked. It's only been a year? Last time we parted, you didn't even have a wife. I haven't seen my baby for a year. Marin, Krillin said with a smile. Piccolo didn't understand the feelings of Earthlings, but he had heard about Krillin's feelings for him. Wasn't Marin his first love? Piccolo asked doubtfully, didn't you get dumped? Bulma also said, yeah, doesn't that girl like money? How can you get it back when you have nothing? Yamcha had an indifferent expression and looked at Krillin with a hint of pity. Hey, Klin, even if we are useless, we can't raise a baby for others, right? As a love guru, he has the most say. Everyone knows that Marin is materialistic and fickle. It is well known that Klin has no money and no face. Plus just 1 year. Well, there is only one answer. Klin is raising someone else's baby. Son Goku was shocked. Krillin, are you raising someone else's baby? Listen to what everyone says. Krillin's face turned red and he looked at Yamcha angrily. You're the one raising someone else's baby. I charmed her back. The child is mine. Then Bulma realized. Oh, I see. Last time you asked me to borrow the Dragon Ball radar so you could make a wish with Shenron, that was your purpose, right? As soon as these words came out, everyone understood. Yamcha smiled and said, so you get money by making wishes with Dragon Ball. You are amazing. Bulma shook her head, with a look of regret, oh, what a waste. If you need money, come to me. Why waste a Dragon Ball wish? Krillin scratched his bald head, looking embarrassed. Son Goku smiled and said, well, it's just a Dragon Ball wish. I hope Krillin can pursue happiness. As soon as these words came out, everyone stopped teasing Krillin and instead smiled and blessed him. At this moment, Son Gohan suddenly looked somewhere and his eyes lit up. Master! And the master's wife. AIXI and number 18 slowly walked towards the registration office of the world's #1 martial arts tournament. AIXI greeted everyone with a smile. Son Goku couldn't hide his excitement. AIXI, you're finally here. I have become much stronger. I will definitely surprise you this time. When Vegeta saw AIXI, his frown finally relaxed. He took a step forward and said proudly, Kakarot, and AIXI, get ready, I will beat you completely this time. No one can match me. AIXI shook her head helplessly and didn't say much. Just a thought in my mind. You two go past Son Gohan first. After registering, the group walked towards the preparation area, where they met two uninvited guests. Supreme Kai Xian and his attendant Jebet. AIXI fell silent when she saw the two of them. It seems that Majin Buu woke up early. Didn't we agree on 6 years later? But it doesn't matter, today is different from the past. Majin Buu can't make a big splash. Same as the original. After seeing these two funny ones, Piccolo was so overwhelmed by the other party, who was one level higher than him, that he was sweating profusely and had difficulty breathing. After the two funny guys finished their act, they left mysteriously, leaving everyone confused. Piccolo, are you okay? Is that man so scary? Son Goku wondered. Well, that person gives me the feeling that he is a person of high rank. Piccolo looked solemn. Well, he's just a Supreme Kai. He can't do anything to you. AIXI said lightly. Supreme Kai. Everyone was puzzled. A god who controls the creation of life in the universe, above the Great King and below the gods of destruction. AIXI said. This statement contains a lot of information. The crowd hasn't digested it yet. But AIXI didn't intend to explain. Instead, he said, just remember that those two guys are good people, but they are a bit pretentious. As soon as these words came out, only then did everyone relax. Just not an enemy. Son Goku stepped forward and asked in confusion, AIXI, what are gods of destruction? Vegeta also looked over quickly. Where there is creation, there must be destruction. The gods of destruction are responsible for destroying the planet and maintaining balance. AIXI said slowly. Everyone was shocked. A planet-destroying god? Krillin looked worried, will we be destroyed? Of course. AIXI, who is familiar with the plot, knows that Beerus will definitely come to Earth. This is a no-brainer. As for whether it will destroy the Earth, it all depends on their ability. If they can defeat Beerus, the Earth will naturally be stable. If we can't defeat them, the Earth will be destroyed. Of course, this is a rather extreme idea. In fact, he may have become friends with Beerus. After all, the other party is not a stubborn god. Beerus is very easy to communicate with, and fighting with him makes him feel great. Naturally, the Earth will not be destroyed. But I said this purely to scare them. Speed up your practice. Are the gods of destruction very powerful? Vegeta frowned and spoke in a bad tone. That's for sure. I can't beat him even if I use all my strength. AIXI said lightly. This is true. In order to defeat Beerus, you need to unlock at least 100% of Gogeta. And you may not be able to win. I'm afraid it will flip over. P.S. Please give me some money and votes, thank you very much, thank you, thank you, thank you. Chapter 14. Beerus is a patch monster. AIXI, who is familiar with the plot of Dragon Ball, knows this. Beerus will be upgraded on the spot as the version is updated. Its combat power is like free of charge. Cuckoo is rising. Leave no room for others. Son Goku looked serious, hearing what you said, AIXI, we have to increase our training intensity. Still rolling. Vegeta snorted, but was thinking in his heart. We have to increase the gravity chamber 500 times when we get back. As long as you don't die from practicing, practice until you die. Next. It is the 1-year-old ceremony. Sword number. AIXI caught number 10, and faced a giant who was 4 meters tall and 3 meters wide. When he saw AIXI, he was very excited and thought he had a sure win. He stepped forward and mocked him. AIXI shook her head and didn't bother with a fool. And at this time, there was a cry of surprise from the side. AIXI also walked over to take a look. Son Goku is number 1, Vegeta is number 2. Piccolo is number 3, Krillin is number 5. Okay. The first round is Son Goku vs Vegeta. The two people who were on the other side felt regretful for a moment. They all want to line up with AIXI. Son Goku smiled, Vegeta, I didn't expect to fight you in the first round. Vegeta's lips curled up slightly, Kakarot, I didn't expect that the first round would be against you. How interesting. Don't let me defeat you in the first round. The results of my practice over the past year will allow you to feel what Prince Sion's talent is. Son Goku shook his head and smiled, don't be so confident. Once we fight you'll know I'm not bad either. Then, the host gave a lot of opening remarks before calling out the two people's names. Signaled two people to come on stage. The two walked straight onto the stage without hesitation. After the referee's announcement, the battle officially began. The first to be affected is Son Goku. His eyes focused, and he slammed his right foot into the ground, using the force to blast out. Hit Vegeta. The same is true for Vegeta on the opposite side. Both sides rushed towards each other. Bang! In the blink of an eye, two figures collided on the stage. Fist to fist. It's like a needle against a wheat on. Boom! A semicircular pit was instantly created on the grid-shaped arena beneath his feet. Immediately following, the two started a new round of hand-to-hand combat. Bang! 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 Two figures flashed back and forth in the sky and collided with each other. AIXI, who saw the whole scene, knew it. Son Goku is much stronger than Vegeta. This can be seen from the fact that Son Goku easily dealt with Vegeta's fierce attack. Son Goku's understanding is deeper. Stronger combat power. Slowly, the fight between the two became more and more intense. From the initial mutual testing, it turned into the current Super Saiyan form. Krillin looked serious, Goku and Vegeta are much stronger than they were a year ago. Piccolo nodded, his face turning green with anger, is Saiyan like this? Is it so easy to increase combat power? Supreme Kai Xian looked shocked. He still underestimated the strength of these people. But, that's just right. Immediately, Supreme Kai Xian looked at everyone and said, everyone, no matter what happens later, I hope you can help me. His eyes were focused on AIXI. As the Supreme Kai, his eyesight is naturally not bad. He could see. This person is the leader of this group of people. And he doesn't wear this person's strength. AIXI nodded, okay. Thank you very much. Supreme Kai Xian let out a smile and relaxed. And on the ring, the battle between Son Goku and Vegeta becomes more intense. It has begun to transform from Super 1 to Super 2. Son Goku smiled and said, I didn't expect that you, Vegeta, would also break through to Super Saiyan 2. Vegeta snorted, Kakarot, you don't think that's all I am capable of, do you? Son Goku's eyes narrowed slightly. Both were taught by AIXI. The ideas are surprisingly consistent. Since Super Saiyan 1 has full power, Super Saiyan 2 must have it too, right? So, Vegeta's mouth curled up, his fists clenched suddenly, and veins bulged on his forehead. Shouted angrily. This is it, Super Saiyan 2 full power, boom. Following Vegeta's loud shout, a layer of majestic jet-like flames instantly rose up from his body. The hair also stood up high in an instant. Sizzle. Sizzle. Countless lightning bolts swirled around him, making crackling sounds. The energy only lasted for a moment before it overwhelmed Son Goku. Too strong. As expected of my Vegeta. In the audience, Bulma couldn't contain herself and said excitedly. Aside. She snorted, my Goku hasn't even unleashed his full power yet. Oh, who knows? Bulma waved her hand, sounding nonchalant. Whispering sound. She yelled, Goku, come on. Bulma followed closely, come on, Vegeta. She glared at Bulma. Bulma glared back. The two of them disliked each other, crossed their arms and rolled their eyes. Oh my, I think we should stop arguing at this time. Goku and Vegeta are both very strong. At this time, Master Roshi said with a smile. He didn't know when he got in between the two of them and took advantage of them. Stinky old man. The two looked at each other, then hit Master Roshi on the head, one on the left and one on the right. Look down there. Number 18 said lightly. What's wrong? Shishi and Bulma asked in confusion, then looked down. Then they saw a shocking scene. Just see the ring. Two people with MS on their heads appeared, one holding Vegeta and the other holding a drill device. Sucking Vegeta hard. See this scene. Bulma felt a black screen in her eyes. Is this the consequence of too much attention? Why not suck Son Goku? And the arena below. Supreme Kai Shin controls Vegeta, but it is not stable. Vegeta has been struggling. Son Goku wanted to go forward to help, but was persuaded by Krillin and others. Krillin yelled, Goku, let them suck it, you control Vegeta first. I'll explain the reason to you later. Hearing this, Son Goku glanced at AIXI, and when he saw the other party nodded, he no longer hesitated. Vegeta, just bear with it for a moment. Vegeta was still struggling, but after seeing Son Goku coming, suddenly I felt relieved. Kakarot, don't come over here. Since you want to suck, then just suck it up. Vegeta gritted his teeth, veins popping out, and shouted angrily, you two clowns who dare not show themselves to others, since you want my energy, then take all of it. After saying that, Vegeta no longer tried to struggle, but focused on letting the other person breathe in his energy. Swoosh. 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 Just a moment. The energy-absorbing device began to grow rapidly. The pointer clicked and moved to the limit. But Vegeta hasn't stopped yet, still raging like crazy. At first, the two brothers were very happy. Bring it on. The more the better. But slowly, the two found something wrong. Vegeta is really trying his best, and he is willing to overdraw his body just to refill his energy. The dial has begun to move uncontrollably. No, I can't suck it anymore, or the energy device will break down. Spabik said with a serious look. P.S. Please give me some money and votes, thank you. Chapter 15. Pull it out and go. Yamo looked at Vegeta sternly. Hearing this, Spabik didn't hesitate and immediately pulled out the energy extraction device. The two looked at each other. I dare not stay for a moment. Call out. He suddenly exploded and flew away. Vegeta, are you okay? Son Goku quickly stepped forward and helped Vegeta up. At the same time, he took out a senzu bean and handed it to the other party. Humph, no need. Vegeta slapped away the senzu beans that Son Goku handed over and sneered. Then, he looked at Supreme Kai Xin with a sinister look. You better explain to me what's going on, or I'm going to kill you no matter what kind of god you are. Supreme Kai Xin shuddered all over. This plague god. Jebit wanted to argue, but was stopped by Supreme Kai Xin. Then he quickly bowed his head and apologized. Vegeta-san, I'm so sorry, this is what happened. He explained the whole story. Vegeta frowned, Babadai. Tisk, don't let me catch you. Everyone, let's go after Spabiki and the others and try to destroy Majin Buu as soon as possible. Supreme Kai Xin said as he looked at everyone. Hearing this, everyone followed without objection. AIXI said hello to number 18 and quickly followed. Period. Supreme Kai Xin vividly explained the story of Majin Buu. His expression could be as solemn as he wanted. The description of Majin Buu is extremely terrifying. But the horrified look he had imagined did not appear. Except for Krillin who looked worried. Some of the others were full of fighting spirit, while others looked indifferent. Aren't you afraid? Finally unable to help himself, Supreme Kai Xin asked. Son Goku smiled and said, why should you be afraid? This is a good opportunity to see how terrifying Majin Buu is, as Supreme Kai said. Vegeta said coldly, how dare they absorb my energy? I'll see if they have the ability to take it. Supreme Kai Xin was silent. Immediately, he looked at the quietest yet most influential person in the group. As a leader of a team, I guess you have a good sense of the overall situation, right? AIXI, what do you think? AIXI looked indifferent. What? Majin Buu's terror, aren't you afraid? It would be nice if Majin Buu saw that I wasn't scared. AIXI said lightly. Haha, Master is right. Majin Buu is brave enough not to run away when he sees us. Son Gohan smiled and said in a matter-of-fact tone. What he said sounded very pretentious. But Son Gohan had no intention of showing off. He is a good boy. Just tell the truth. Supreme Kai Xin was speechless. All right. There is no normal person in this team. In the end, unable to complain, he could only look at Piccolo. Piccolo, you're their brain trust, what do you think? Piccolo hesitated for a moment and then said, stability is the long-term solution. Finally found a confidant. Before you know it, a group of people came to a desert. The last remaining breath is here. Supreme Kai Xin said. Klin suddenly exclaimed, they are ahead. The words fell. Everyone turned their eyes over. I saw a strange building protruding from the ground. There were several people standing at the door. Oh no! Hide quickly! Supreme Kai Xin said quickly, trying to hide behind a rock. When everyone heard this, they immediately planned to hide. But AIXI said calmly, don't hide, you've already been discovered. AIXI stood on the mountain, looking down from afar. Ah! Were you discovered? Supreme Kai was confused. Everyone stood up and looked over. Only after getting the energy device. Babadai suddenly turned hostile. Recite the mantra silently immediately. Bang! The next moment, Spabik and Yamu exploded and died instantly. Krillin's eyes were filled with horror. This guy? Is he so cruel to his own people? Son Goku frowned slightly, what a cruel fellow. Supreme Kai Xin nodded, his face also showing anger, Babadai is a demon from beginning to end. Piccolo looked grim, what should we do? There's no point in hiding here, let's go down and take a look. AIXI said lightly. Then the figure floated forward. Seeing this, everyone looked at each other. Son Goku and Vegeta looked at each other and quickly followed. Seeing this, the rest of the people had no choice but to go ahead. Below, Dapper lowered his head and said to Babadai, Lord Babadai, it seems that I don't need to go look for them. They came here on their own. Babadai was stunned for a moment, then smiled evilly, oh. It's really interesting. These people are not afraid of death. Well, Dapra, I order you to keep the powerful ones and lure them to the spaceship. As for the rest, kill them all. As you command, Lord Babadai. Dapra said respectfully. Well, I have to go revive Majin Buu. I'll leave this to you. Then, Babadai jumped into the universe spaceship. AIXI fell slowly. He could have just killed Babadai, but there was no need. Let him revive Majin Buu first. It's never too late to die. Let me see, which one should I kill first? Dapper smiled evilly and looked at everyone. Well. Everyone was frightened by what they saw and shivered all over. Let me kill you first. An abrupt voice interrupted him. AIXI appeared in front of him at some point. And looked at him calmly. What? Kill me. Dapper seemed to have heard some funny joke. I am the most powerful king in the demon world. Do you think you can kill me? AIXI smiled faintly. There is no point in talking too much. You will be honest when you die. Time stops. Call out. A moment. Everything around me came to a standstill. It appears grayish in color. The next moment, AIXI's palm condensed energy light waves and turned them into a sword blade. Swish, swish, swish. Release the time stop. The next moment, countless pieces of debris flew into the sky and Dapper died on the spot. Everyone present was shocked. Incredible. When? Who took action? Son Goku looked extremely solemn. He didn't see AIXI take action. Just abrupt. Dapper was broken into pieces. Vegeta frowned as he looked at her. Just as Dapura finished saying those pretentious words, he died suddenly in front of AIXI. What is going on here? Kellen's lips trembled, and he looked terrified. AIXI, did you make a move? What a moving hand. Son Goku looked shocked. Then, there is only one possibility. AIXI's speed is already fast. They can't keep up. Vegeta frowned, he thought the same thing. It's a speed I can't keep up with at all. They don't think in the direction of time at all. Just a unanimous opinion. AIXI was moving too fast, so they couldn't see clearly. P.S. Please give me some money. Chapter 15. Pull it out and go. Yamu looked at Vegeta sternly. Hearing this, Spabik didn't hesitate and immediately pulled out the energy extraction device. The two looked at each other. I dare not stay for a moment. Call out. He suddenly exploded and flew away. Vegeta, are you okay? Son Goku quickly stepped forward and helped Vegeta up. At the same time, he took out a senzu bean and handed it to the other party. Humph, no need. Vegeta slapped away the senzu beans that Son Goku handed over and sneered. Then, he looked at Supreme Kai Xian with a sinister look. You better explain to me what's going on, or I'm going to kill you no matter what kind of god you are. Supreme Kai Xian shuddered all over. This plague god. Jebet wanted to argue, but was stopped by Supreme Kai Xian. Then he quickly bowed his head and apologized. Vegeta-san, I'm so sorry, this is what happened. He explained the whole story. Vegeta frowned, Babadai. Tisk, don't let me catch you. Everyone, let's go after Spabiki and the others and try to destroy Majin Buu as soon as possible. Supreme Kai Xian said as he looked at everyone. Hearing this, everyone followed without objection. AIXI said hello to number 18 and quickly followed. Period. Supreme Kai Xian vividly explained the story of Majin Buu. His expression could be as solemn as he wanted. The description of Majin Buu is extremely terrifying. But the horrified look he had imagined did not appear. Except for Krillin, who looked worried. Some of the others were full of fighting spirit, while others looked indifferent. Aren't you afraid? Finally unable to help himself, Supreme Kai Xian asked. Son Goku smiled and said, why should you be afraid? This is a good opportunity to see how terrifying Majin Buu is, as Supreme Kai said. Vegeta said coldly, how dare they absorb my energy? I'll see if they have the ability to take it. Supreme Kai Xian was silent. Immediately, he looked at the quietest yet most influential person in the group. As a leader of a team, I guess you have a good sense of the overall situation, right? AIXI, what do you think? AIXI looked indifferent. What? Majin Buu's terror, aren't you afraid? It would be nice if Majin Buu saw that I wasn't scared. AIXI said lightly. Haha, Master is right. Majin Buu is brave enough not to run away when he sees us. Son Gohan smiled and said in a matter-of-fact tone. What he said sounded very pretentious. But Son Gohan had no intention of showing off. He is a good boy. Just tell the truth. Supreme Kai Xian was speechless. All right. There is no normal person in this team. In the end, unable to complain, he could only look at Piccolo. Piccolo, you're their brain trust, what do you think? Piccolo hesitated for a moment and then said, stability is the long-term solution. Finally found a confidant. Before you know it, a group of people came to a desert. The last remaining breath is here. Supreme Kai Xian said. Klin suddenly exclaimed, they are ahead. The words fell. Everyone turned their eyes over. I saw a strange building protruding from the ground. There were several people standing at the door. Oh no! Hide quickly! Supreme Kai Xian said quickly, trying to hide behind a rock. When everyone heard this, they immediately planned to hide. But AIXI said calmly, don't hide, you've already been discovered. AIXI stood on the mountain, looking down from afar. Ah! Were you discovered? Supreme Kai was confused. Everyone stood up and looked over. Only after getting the energy device. Babadai suddenly turned hostile. Recite the mantra silently immediately. Bang! The next moment, Spabik and Yamo exploded and died instantly. Krillin's eyes were filled with horror. This guy? Is he so cruel to his own people? Son Goku frowned slightly, what a cruel fellow. Supreme Kai Xian nodded, his face also showing anger, Babadai is a demon from beginning to end. Piccolo looked grim, what should we do? There's no point in hiding here, let's go down and take a look. AIXI said lightly. Then the figure floated forward. Seeing this, everyone looked at each other. Son Goku and Vegeta looked at each other and quickly followed. Seeing this, the rest of the people had no choice but to go ahead. Below, Dapper lowered his head and said to Babadai, Lord Babadai, it seems that I don't need to go look for them. They came here on their own. Babadai was stunned for a moment, then smiled evilly, oh. It's really interesting. These people are not afraid of death. Well, Dapra, I order you to keep the powerful ones and lure them to the spaceship. As for the rest, kill them all. As you command, Lord Babadai. Dapper said respectfully. Well, I have to go revive Majin Buu. I'll leave this to you. Then, Babadai jumped into the universe spaceship. AIXI fell slowly. He could have just killed Babadai, but there was no need. Let him revive Majin Buu first. It's never too late to die. Let me see, which one should I kill first? Dapper smiled evilly and looked at everyone. Well. Everyone was frightened by what they saw and shivered all over. Let me kill you first. An abrupt voice interrupted him. AIXI appeared in front of him at some point. And looked at him calmly. What? Kill me. Dapper seemed to have heard some funny joke. I am the most powerful king in the demon world. Do you think you can kill me? AIXI smiled faintly. There is no point in talking too much. You will be honest when you die. Time stops. Call out. A moment. Everything around me came to a standstill. It appears grayish in color. The next moment, AIXI's palm condensed energy light waves and turned them into a sword blade. Swish, swish, swish. Release the time stop. The next moment, countless pieces of debris flew into the sky and Dapper died on the spot. Everyone present was shocked. Incredible. When? Who took action? Son Goku looked extremely solemn. He didn't see AIXI take action. Just abrupt. Dapper was broken into pieces. Vegeta frowned as he looked at her. Just as Doppura finished saying those pretentious words, he died suddenly in front of AIXI. What is going on here? Kellen's lips trembled, and he looked terrified. AIXI, did you make a move? What a moving hand. Son Goku looked shocked. Then, there is only one possibility. AIXI's speed is already fast. They can't keep up. Vegeta frowned, he thought the same thing. It's a speed I can't keep up with at all. They don't think in the direction of time at all. Just a unanimous opinion. AIXI was moving too fast, so they couldn't see clearly. P.S. Please give me some money. Chapter 17. What? You, who are you? Why did you come out of the spaceship? Babadai was so frightened that he stepped back on his short legs. Hiding behind the console. By dim light, Babadai saw the face of the person who came. She was a beautiful and intellectual woman. She has long curly brown hair, which is messy yet elegant and falls naturally on her shoulders and back. Long resist waist. She has fair skin and slightly pink cheeks, and looks healthy and soft. His eyes are big but bright, and his black pupils are deep and beautiful, as if they contain infinite wisdom and mystery. Under the high nose bridge is a pair of rosy lips with a faint smile at the corner of the mouth, revealing confidence. The man was wearing a white lab coat that was about knee length, with the cuffs and collar casually rolled up, making him look more capable and casual. She wore a black slim dress underneath, which perfectly outlined her proud figure. The hem of the skirt reaches the knees, revealing the long legs. The man looked calm and composed, but he gave Babadai an astonishing sense of oppression. She looked at Babadai and said calmly, "It doesn't matter who I am. What matters is that Majin Buu belongs to me." Her voice was cool and pleasant, with an air of unquestionable clarity. Hearing this, Babadai immediately became angry. "What are you talking about? There's no way I can give it to you, Majin Buu, it's mine." "Oh." Number 21 shook his head and smiled, "Your stuff? Is it labeled with your name?" "You." Babadai was furious and pointed at number 21 but couldn't say a word. "I won't waste any more time talking to you. They should be coming down soon." Then, number 21 stretched out a white and slender hand and slowly opened his palm. A delicate and small gourd appeared in her hand. "Aim at the cloud of smoke above." "Suck." The words fell. "Call out." The ball of smoke that was Majin Buu's true form, which had not yet transformed, suddenly entered No 21's gourd. Under Babadai's incredulous and shocked eyes, number 21 calmly opened the lid. "Boo." After putting away the gourd, number 21 smiled at Babadai. The smile is pretty and beautiful, but it hides infinite dangers. "I'm giving you a big gift." A purple energy bullet condensed from her hand and was thrown at Babadai. Under the other party's resentful gaze, number 21 turned around gracefully. Boom! Suddenly there was a huge explosion, and the entire universe spacecraft buried deep in the ground exploded instantly, and countless rocks shot up into the sky. Extremely horrifying. And at the same time, people walking down. Suddenly I felt something. His face changed. Krillin looked flustered. What's wrong? AIXI frowned slightly. The universe spaceship exploded. What? Supreme Kai Xian exclaimed. Here I come. Vegeta snorted coldly, then immediately exploded to resist. Run! Son Goku's face changed and he quickly told everyone to run. He immediately exploded with energy to resist the shock wave rising into the sky. Wait until the smoke slowly dissipates. Only then did everyone gradually see the situation in front of them clearly. Babadai's universe ship is long gone. Some are just a huge bottomless pit. Ahem. Klin looked confused. What happened? Son Goku's expression was slightly tense. It seems that someone just fired an energy bomb down there, blowing up the entire universe spaceship. Supreme Kai Xian was incredulous. Where are Nappa Biddy and Majin Buu? Have no idea. Son Goku shook his head. He didn't understand this. Everyone frowned and fell into silence. Obviously. Everyone is confused. AIXI touched his chin, thinking slightly. It's deviated from the original track. Looking at the wreckage after the explosion below. AIXI is also a bit confusing. There are only a few people who can blow up the universe spaceship. As soon as Doppula arrived, he was killed instantly. The explosion was definitely not caused by Doppula. And just now he clearly felt the aura of Babadai and Majin Buu. But now they are all gone. It can't be that Majin Buu destroyed Babadai, right? So where did Majin Buu go? That little fat guy has a low IQ, where can he run away after killing someone? So Majin Buu is also ruled out. So who is it? Be able to perceive it yourself without leaking any air. The attack was so powerful. It definitely can't be a human. God? It is possible. But AIXI prefers artificial humans. At this stage, there are only artificial humans. AIXI, do you have any ideas? Piccolo has been observing AIXI. Seeing the other person's expression change slightly, he must have guessed something. He asked quickly. Son Goku smiled and looked at AIXI. Yes, AIXI, what do you think? The words fell. Everyone looked over. AIXI looked indifferent. There are two possibilities. First, the explosion was caused by God, but the probability is very small. Second, this explosion was caused by a robot. I am more inclined to this. Vegeta frowned slightly. Why is that? Everyone looked confused, wondering how this got to the topic of gods and artificial humans. They have not had much contact with God, so they don't make too many guesses. But how did we deduce the existence of artificial humans? Hasn't the android incident been resolved? Where are the artificial humans? Looking at the people who only half understood, AIXI shook her head and sighed. Just now Majin Buu's aura appeared for a moment, you all felt it. Hearing this, everyone nodded. What did this have to do with it? It proves that Majin Buu was resurrected by Babadai, and Babadai can control Majin Buu, so it couldn't have been done by Babadai and Majin Buu. On the contrary, they were teammates. And just now both of their anger disappeared. So there is only one possibility, the two of them were killed by a third person. And this person doesn't reveal his aura. He is either a god or an artificial human. After all, only these two have auras that we cannot detect. As for the ending, it's uncertain whether Majin Buu is dead or not, but Babadai is so weak that he definitely won't survive. AIXI said lightly. The words fell. Everyone suddenly realized. Son Goku looked shocked. AIXI, you mean someone killed both Majin Buu and Babadai? Hiss, everyone gasped. Who is so powerful? Impossible, Kakarot. You felt the energy that just burst out. Don't you know how strong it is? Vegeta frowned and shook his head in denial. He can't believe it. Someone can be like AIXI. Kill Majin Buu instantly like he killed Doppura instantly. That's outrageous. Majin Buu's energy is above his, and he would be killed in seconds. Then aren't they destined to be killed in seconds? Well, Goku, what Vegeta said makes sense. Majin Buu can't be killed that easily, let alone instantly. Supreme Kai Shin is more inclined towards Vegeta's words. He had witnessed the horror of Majin Buu. Son Goku scratched his head. Ha ha ha, I'm just guessing. After all, Majin Buu's aura is gone. P.S. Please give me some money and votes. Chapter 18. No. Piccolo was somewhat calm. Whether Majin Buu is dead or not, we have to prepare for the worst. Suppose Majin Buu was killed instantly. Really? Krillin nodded as well. Goku has a point. If Majin Buu isn't dead, where's his chi? Well. Suddenly, Supreme Kai Xian fell silent. What the other party said makes sense. So, our current enemy has changed from Majin Buu at the beginning to an unknown person now. Son Gohan spoke slowly. Well, that's the way it looks now. Son Goku nodded. This is really difficult. Krillin looked like he had a headache. I couldn't defeat any of them to begin with, and now here comes a scarier one who likes to hide himself. What if this suddenly attacks us? Hearing this, everyone fell silent. Don't worry about that. If my guess about the android is correct, the one who should be worried is Goku. AIXI said lightly. Everyone was stunned, and then they thought of something. Nodded. That's true. Piccolo nodded. Indeed, if they are androids, then their first goal will definitely be to kill Goku. It is a well-known fact that Goku destroyed the Red Ribbon Army. Son Goku scratched his head. Why are you here to kill me again? You don't necessarily have to kill Kakarot. What if he has no other purpose but to become stronger? Vegeta said calmly. Okay, just live your life as usual. Wait for the other party to do evil and then kill him. AIXI said lightly. Really? Vegeta nodded. He thinks so too. I can't analyze anything now. Go home, everyone. News is gathering. AIXI said finally. Then, AIXI flew away without looking back. Seeing this, everyone looked at each other. But not for a while. It also gradually dispersed. Back to the world's #1 martial arts tournament. AIXI took number 18 back home. And at the same time, an underground laboratory. A woman is typing something in front of a computer. Okay. Finish. Number 21 raised the corners of her mouth slightly, revealing a beautiful smile. All we have to do now is extract Majin Buu's abilities. I saw it in a container on her left side. There were a few wisps of pink smoke suspended in the air. It's Majin Buu. But she only released a small amount for research purposes. As for the rest, it is still hidden in the gourd. How interesting. Majin Buu's abilities are perfect for me. Number 21 looked slightly surprised. Infinite regeneration, super vitality, black magic, white magic, absorption, telekinesis and more. Immediately. Number 21 no longer hesitated and immediately extracted Majin Buu's cells and fused them with his own cells. She is going to do something. That is to let his own cells devour Majin Buu's cells. Then she would have Majin Buu's abilities, but she wouldn't have any extra Majin Buu's genes. It means that she is still herself, and her genes and cells have not changed. But with Majin Buu's abilities, it's just like being sick. After overcoming the disease for the first time, the body will have antibodies in the future. That's because the body's own cells have evolved through the virus and developed resistance. She came here based on this principle. Of course, Majin Buu's cells can also be implanted directly. That way she would also gain Majin Buu's abilities, but accordingly, her genes and cells will change. She doesn't want that. Warn. At this moment, a red warning suddenly appeared on the screen, warning her that something has changed. There were no surprises on the 21st. Majin Buu's cells killed hers easily. This is because the gap in strength between the two is too big. Let's use external forces to interfere. Immediately. Number 21 looked calm as he input a series of commands. Moment. Majin Buu's cells have 99 restrictions added. The cells that were once active and vibrant suddenly became weak and powerless. At this time, cell number 21 easily devoured the other. Ding dong. Congratulations, Master. Your cells have acquired the power of Majin Buu. Now, we will begin to purify and remove the impurities. The computer made a crisp beeping sound. Number 21 walked slowly to the extraction room and waited quietly. Not long. The hatch slowly opened. A bottle of azure blue injection was placed on the table. Gene percentage, number 21, 100%. Then, number 21 took the injection and injected it into his own body. The next moment, her breath began to surge rapidly. All sorts of powerful abilities come to mind. At the same time, her appearance was also undergoing earth-shaking changes. I saw that No 21's hair had completely changed, from brown to white, appearing smoother and at the same time messy and flying around wantonly, emitting a strange purple light, revealing an ominous aura. The ears also became pointed, a long tail grew behind it, and the face became more three-dimensional. The eyes became dark and the pupils turned scarlet. She wore a black tube top with white fluffy wide-leg pants, showing off her proud figure. So strong. No 21's eyes were full of shock, and he was frightened by the power that continued to surge up from him. Just in time, let's try Majin Buu. Immediately, Number 21 walked out of the laboratory. He pulled out the gourd and released Majin Buu. Buzz. Suddenly, the sky was covered by a terrifying aura and pink smoke. Immediately following, the clouds of smoke began to gather and merge little by little. Gradually a figure took shape. Majin Buu, Buzz. As soon as Majin Buu came out, a dozen wisps of white steam gushed out from above his head. It's you. After seeing Number 21 again, Majin Buu pointed at him angrily. He naturally knew Number 21. He was absorbed by the other party when he was still in human form. Then, Majin Buu stopped talking, pointed the antenna on his head at Number 21, and continued shouting. Turn into chocolate. Call out. See the ray of light flying towards you. Number 21 knows. That is black magic. She would, too. Immediately, No 21's mouth corners slightly raised. He raised his right hand and easily absorbed the beam of light, and then raised his hand to return a more powerful one. Bang! Majin Buu was shocked, and before he could react, he had already turned into chocolate. The corners of No 21's mouth twitched and his handsome eyebrows were slightly wrinkled. Why don't you hide? Recover. Looking at the chocolate on the ground, Number 21 spoke softly. A cold and evil voice spread. She pointed her palm at Majin Buu and a flash of light burst out. Majin Buu recovered. P.S. Please give me some money and votes. Chapter 19. The next moment, the chocolate emitted a light, and Majin Buu jumped out in human form. This time, the way Majin Buu looks at Number 21 has changed drastically. After keeping a safe distance. Who are you? Majin Buu said with some fear. Number 21. Number 21 said lightly. Number 21. Majin Buu repeated this. No impression. Why do you know my ability? Majin Buu asked cautiously. He doesn't understand. Why does Number 21 have the exact same skills as him? And even better than him? Because I'm a scientist. Number 21 smiled and said calmly. The scientist? Majin Buu was confused. What is this? It doesn't matter if you don't understand. Now you just need to fight me and I'll let you go. Number 21 said lightly. She needs to test her own strength. I heard the other party say shamelessly that he would let me go. Majin Buu suddenly felt angry. Hateful. You look down on me, I'm angry. The words fell. His eyes narrowed and tilted. Then he clenched his fists in anger, and the neatly arranged holes on the top of his head made a buzzing sound. White steam suddenly spurted out. Majin Buu's aura was also rapidly increasing at the same time. Dot swoosh. 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 Immediately following, Majin Buu is surrounded by a white aura. He stomped the ground hard with his right foot and catapulted out. Rushed towards Number 21 angrily. The speed is as fast as thunder. But Number 21 didn't even blink and looked calm. Majin Buu quickly came in front of Number 21 and then swung his fist at an extremely fast speed. Hit Number 21. Although his body is bulky, he is extremely flexible. The fists carried incredible power and were so fast that each punch tore through space and caused a sonic boom. But it is such a terrifying strength. But he didn't touch Number 21 at all. Number 21 looked like a ghost and dodged all of Majin Buu's punches with ease. So elegant. Hateful. Majin Buu looked livid and trembling with anger. I can't hit it. Without thinking any more, he retreated several dozen meters and raised both palms suddenly. Point to Number 21. Buzz. The next moment, energy bombs gathered from his hands and quickly hit Number 21. Number 21 looked calm. Just like that, he was covered by countless shock waves from the opponent. Boom! A huge mushroom cloud rose up. See this scene? Majin Buu's face was filled with unstoppable excitement. The corners of his mouth curled up, and he laughed excitedly. I'll let you be so arrogant, go to hell, ha 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 ha. However, just when he was immersed in excitement and couldn't extricate himself, a petite figure suddenly appeared in front of me. The person who came was number 21. She was hit by such a huge energy bomb from Majin Buu, but she didn't have any injuries at all. There wasn't a speck of dust on the clothes. Bang! Number 21 leaned forward, his small fist containing endless power, and he punched out with just one punch. Only a dull sound was heard. Majin Buu's entire stomach was instantly split in half by this tremendous force. No 21's pretty face was also a little surprised. She couldn't think of it either. My current strength is so strong. It only takes one punch to beat the powerful Majin Buu like this. But she knew that Majin Buu had the ability to recover, so this injury was nothing. At most it would cause Majin Buu some more pain. It's nothing. The other side. Sato. Inside AIXI's apartment. AIXI was eating after just finishing exercising. Suddenly I felt a familiar breath. AIXI frowned slightly, Majin Buu's anger. Why did you come out again? Generally speaking, the more powerful someone like him is, the breath you can feel becomes more vast and refined. Even if the other party lowered the air pressure, he would be able to sense it. Wrong. There is still a breath. AIXI's expression changed slightly. This energy was very unfamiliar. It gave him a feeling of evil and darkness. I hold the idea that it would be useless to think about it here. AIXI plans to go and take a look. Immediately. It seems like he is afraid of missing it again. AIXI immediately began to capture Majin Buu's aura. Instant transmission. Swish. The next moment, only a residual image was left there. The other side, the battle between number 21 and Majin Buu is gradually becoming more intense. Number 21 is extremely strong. For Majin Buu, it's a complete dimensionality reduction attack. It's just as straightforward and comprehensive as the fight between Son Goku's 3 million and Frieza's 120 million. What a pity. Majin Buu does not have Kaioken and cannot turn into a Super Saiyan. I can only be beaten again and again. As the saying goes, even a rabbit will bite when it is angry. Majin Buu, who had been beaten all the time, finally couldn't stand it anymore. He was so angry because he couldn't beat the other person. Steam kept coming out of my head. Number 21 frowned slightly and narrowed her scarlet eyes. She noticed something strange. An extremely evil aura was about to come out of Majin Buu's body. As expected, Majin Buu covered his head in pain, and countless grey steam suddenly burst out of the pores on his head. Grey flames emerged from his body, then rose into the sky, covering the entire sky. This aura carries the utmost evil, without a trace of kindness. Even number 21 couldn't help but frown. After Majin Buu released this evil energy, his aura was obviously weakened. His round face looked grim, covered in sweat, and he was breathing heavily. At the same time, on a certain mountain, AIXI instant transmission arrived here. After completely suppressing the breath, only then did AIXI turn his gaze forward. This is? After seeing the scene ahead, AIXI looked slightly shocked. He is a loyal Dragon Ball fan. Naturally, he was no stranger to the woman in front of him. This is Android 21. That's not right. Even if it's the butterfly effect, this character shouldn't exist in this timeline, right? After thinking for a while without any results, AIXI decided not to think about it anymore. Who cares? Just treat it as a hidden copy. Immediately. Only then did AIXI take a serious look at number 21. The long and tangled white hair, dark eyes, scarlet pupils, and rosy lips give people an evil and charming beauty. Number 21 has perfect body proportions, with a protruding front and a curved back. After being transformed into a demon, her skin has become slightly sickly and slightly pink. It gives people a feeling of being both cute and handsome. Number 21 looked down at Majin Buu, who was still breathing heavily. Her red lips parted slightly, and her voice was cool, crisp, penetrating and extremely beautiful. Majin Buu, what did you do? She couldn't figure it out. She just had a brief exchange of ideas with the other party. Why are you so anxious? But what she didn't know was that Majin Buu had a low IQ and a temper like a child. always being beaten. Naturally, the defense can't be taken. Majin Buu looked grim, he's out. P.S. Please give me money and votes. Chapter 20. He? Number 21 frowned slightly. As expected. The grey gas in the sky suddenly gathered together after brewing for a long time. In the blink of an eye, a human figure was formed. The man was black in color, tall and thin. His aura is far stronger than the current Majin Buu, and is filled with evil. Aixi took a look and her expression did not change. This is the evil Majin Buu. How did you get this thing out? The evil Majin Buu closed his eyes and felt the fresh air in the sky, then an evil smile appeared on the corner of his mouth. Then, his figure suddenly turned in the sky, with his head facing the ground. Just when everyone hadn't figured out what he was going to do. Boom! A huge sonic boom roared through the sky. His figure suddenly shot down from the sky and crashed directly into number 21 below. Oh! No 21's expression changed slightly, and it turned out that he was here to beat her. But she didn't show weakness. Instead, a pink jet of flame suddenly rose up from his body, and the flame was extremely powerful. Purple lightning flickered strangely, lingering around her. At this time, Evil Skinny Boo's attack arrived as expected, and he punched number 21 with great force, bringing endless waves of air. This punch was extremely fast, but to be honest, not as good as Majin Buu just now. Number 21 looked calm, slightly tilted his body, and easily dodged the opponent's attack. Then he commented secretly in his heart. It's pure evil at best. His strength and speed are far inferior to Majin Buu just now. Swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Evil Skinny Buu did not give up and continued to attack fiercely. Fists were swung out like a storm, but number 21 easily dodged them. You can't do this. Number 21 looked indifferent. Then, she kicked out fiercely, hitting Evil Skinny Boo's head. Bang! With just one hit, the Evil Skinny Boo's body instantly twisted and his face began to deform. Under this powerful force, his body slammed heavily into the mountain below. Boom! In the blink of an eye, a mountain was shattered. Number 21 Lu Mei was calm and there was no pursuit from Chen Sheng. She just wanted to know how strong she was. It seems now, she may have already reached a critical level of combat power. This is only the case for Son Goku Vegeta and his group. Although it is still unclear how strong the person called Aixi is. But I think it's pretty much the same. I remember watching the Cell incident. It made her so terrified. The one called Aixi. It left her with a significant psychological trauma. Make her swear not to waste time until she becomes stronger. I remember that at that time, she was also transformed into a cyborg by Dr. Gero. However, he was not identified by Dr. Gero as an open fighting force. Instead, he let her hide in the dark and continue her research and experiments. Inheriting the legacy of Dr. Gero. The reason is simple. She has an extremely high IQ. His achievements in the field of science are only higher than Dr. Gero's. Think of this. No 21's pretty face was tinged with sarcasm. Oh! That old man Dr. Gero re-strengthened his control over me before he died. He even tried to use those settings to make me obey his wishes. How ridiculous! The first thing she did after she was revived. That is to delete all the instructions imposed on her by Dr. Gero. For example, she is his daughter. Going to seek revenge on Son Goku. Kill all the people on Earth. Create a terrifying android that the entire universe fears, and more. Settings like these. If her IQ wasn't higher than Dr. Gero's, she would have really fallen into the trap. Her background is similar to that of number 17 and number 18. They were all captured and transformed by Dr. Gero when they were young boys and girls. But fortunately, she is different from others. She observed Dr. Gero's work for a long time, as well as reports, drafts, etc. Learned Dr. Gero's technique. Then, when Dr. Gero was setting up their program, he deleted his own instruction in advance. And he showed his talent, which attracted the attention of Dr. Gero. Gained some human rights. At the same time, this also led to Dr. Gero's extraordinary trust in number 21. Even treated her as his own daughter. In the end, he didn't even know he was backstabbed. It is impossible for number 21 to understand Dr. Gero's feelings, and she will not change because of the other party's kindness to her later. She only knew that her peaceful life was ruined by the other party. If it weren't for Dr. Gero, her parents wouldn't have died. Patch, second creation, so she backstabbed Dr. Gero. No discomfort at all. What is the destruction of humanity, what is revenge? She won't do it. There is only one thing I want now. That's it. Strength. Only with great strength can she protect her life and avoid being threatened by bad guys. This is what she has always been pursuing. Below. Evil Skinny Bew awkwardly climbed up from the rubble. His head was covered with wounds and bleeding. The blow from number 21 made him face the reality. Evil Skinny Bew looked unhappy, he couldn't beat the opponent. Then. He narrowed his eyes slightly, looked left and right, and suddenly his eyes lit up. That's right. I also have Fat Bew. That's right. Absorbed him. Since he can control the body, as the main personality, why can't I? I want to be the master again. Thinking so. He shot out with excitement, as fast as lightning. You can see how excited he is. Fat Bew looked unhappy. Didn't you say you wouldn't hit me? Go play number 21? Why did you come out of my body? Don't you have any idea? Fat Bew didn't dare to delay and quickly clenched his fists to prepare for the fight. Bang! 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 The next moment, Skinny Bew and Fat Bew put on an amazing fight. But it's clearly visible. Fat Bew is no match for Skinny Bew. Skinny Bew was frustrated at number 21. Of course I have to return it from Fat Bew. As a result, there was a one-sided battle. The other side. On the eastern mountain. No 21's mouth twitched slightly. Her pretty face is cute but speechless. Why are they killing each other again? But the scene in front of her seemed familiar, as if she had seen it somewhere before. It's not me, it's definitely not me. On the West Mountain. AIXI witnessed the whole process. I now understand what happened. Combined with the recent destruction of the Bobadai Universe spacecraft. He had a guess. It must have been done on the 21st. The purpose is to obtain Majin Buu's abilities. As for the current situation. Obviously, number 21 didn't expect this either, right? This scene is quite interesting. AIXI's mouth corners slightly raised, showing a hint of interest. As for the crisis? There is none of that. Even if Skinny Bew defeats Fat Bew and absorbs him. He turned into Big Bew. It doesn't matter. It doesn't threaten him anyway. As for the 21st, don't worry about that. He could see that number 21 was very strong. But his ceiling is not much different from that of his eldest disciple Son Gohan. It's too difficult to scam yourself. If it's an enemy, then we can only use love to influence others. P.S. Please give me some money and votes. Chapter 21. At the same time. Baizai Mountain. Son Goku, who was working idly, frowned slightly. There's one more breath. There are 3 energies in total. One of these energies he had felt on the Bobadai spaceship. It's Majin Buu's. There are 2 other energies. It feels very unfamiliar. One is pure evil, the other is terrifyingly powerful. I have to go and check it out, otherwise it will be bad if something goes wrong. Son Goku said slowly. He just noticed this energy. But Shishi is there. Keep staring at him. You must finish today's work before you leave. He was helpless. He just couldn't leave. I thought AIXI and Vegeta would go, but I haven't felt AIXI and Vegeta's energy so far. He had to set off. Shishi, I really have something urgent to do. I'll do these things later. Immediately, he pointed his finger at his forehead and ran away as if he was running for his life. Goku. Shishi's voice seemed to penetrate everything, and scared Son Goku, who had just arrived at the battlefield, so much that he trembled all over. Goku. AIXI raised her eyebrows slightly. Look behind you. This guy really knows how to pick a spot. Instant transmission directly to his side. Aside. Son Goku came back to his senses. After seeing AIXI, his expression lit up and he quickly walked over. AIXI, I thought you weren't here. I didn't expect you to be here so early. What happened here? I sense 3 very powerful energies. Son Goku said with a confused look on his face. AIXI nodded and told him what she knew. At the same time. Sato. A few minutes ago. Vegeta had just come out of the gravity room and was already feeling the ki. His face was grim and his tone was bad, Damn it, how come each of these auras is stronger than the other? Tisk, I don't believe it, is it really that scary? After saying that, he soared into the sky without looking back and flew towards AIXI and others. The same scene also happened in Kame House, a paradise. Almost all the Z fighters who felt the key. At this moment, they are rushing to the battlefield without stopping. Back to AIXI. The battle between Skinny Bu and Fat Bu has reached a fever pitch. Son Goku whispered, AIXI, it seems that Fat Bu can't beat Skinny Bu. After the explanation from one party just now, Son Goku knew that number 21 was standing on the opposite hill. So I was very cautious, fearing to be exposed. AIXI nodded, yes. Son Goku wondered, why are the two of them fighting? Aren't they one? Why don't they unite to fight number 21 who is bullying them? This was something he didn't understand. The two people are actually in the same group. It would be better for us to unite and fight number 21. Because Skinny Bu wanted to devour Fat Bu so that he could take over the master personality. The one who just took over the master personality was Fat Bu. AIXI started to explain. Son Goku suddenly realized and said seriously, wouldn't it be stronger if that's the case? The evil personality dominates the body. AIXI nodded, yes. Son Goku looked confused, aren't we going to stop it? AIXI shook her head, no, someone will solve it for us. AIXI glanced at number 21 on the opposite mountain. Hearing this, Son Goku then nodded, I understand. Below, Fat Bu was covered in wounds at the moment and looked extremely miserable. He has used all his powerful moves. But there was no way for Skinny Bu. All of them were easily resolved by the other party. Now that things have come to this, he wants to give it a try. Turn into chocolate. Fat Bu closed his eyes and yelled, as the tentacles on his head suddenly burst into a dazzling pink light. This light is under the control of Fat Bu. Attacked towards Skinny Bu like a ghost. When Skinny Bu saw this scene, he didn't show any fear on his face. Instead, the corners of his mouth slightly raised, revealing an evil smile. He took a deep breath. Call out. Then, blow hard. The deformed beam that was coming towards him was blown back in an instant. Under Fat Bu's horrified gaze, he hit him again. This time, the enemy he faces is no longer number 21. But it's the evil Skinny Bu. No one will restore him to his original state. Skinny Bu picked up a large piece of chocolate that had fallen on the ground, then opened his big mouth and ate it in one bite. What? Son Goku looked shocked. He actually ate Fat Bu. AIXI looked indifferent, as expected. On the East Mountain, number 21 narrowed his eyes slightly. It seems that this Skinny Bu is not just evil. A dazzling white light shot up into the sky. Under everyone's gaze, a human figure slowly emerged. It was a tall and strong pink figure. Big Bu, swoosh, swoosh, swoosh. Just at this moment, Vegeta, Krillin, Piccolo and the others also slowly arrived. Sensing an approaching aura, Son Goku looked at AIXI, Vegeta and the others are coming, should we still hide? AIXI shook her head, no need, just let out your anger and let them come over. Hearing this, Son Goku no longer suppressed his breath, and a wave of white energy burst out from his body. In an instant, two pairs of eyes looked over. Number 21, and Big Bu. Both of them looked shocked. Son Goku? When did he come? What was even more shocking was number 21, he not only saw Son Goku, but also AIXI. When did these two come? She didn't notice anything at all. Call out. At this time, several figures in the sky gradually approached. Before anyone was seen, a white wave of air was seen coming from the air. Vegeta and his crew did not hesitate, and immediately flew in Son Goku's direction after sensing his presence. Soon, everyone gathered. Piccolo's mouth curled up slightly, Goku, AIXI, you guys are here early. Krillin nodded as well and breathed a sigh of relief, you scared me, luckily you two came. He never felt the aura of Son Goku or AIXI. I thought they didn't come. It made him very nervous. Now that I see people, I feel a lot more relaxed. Vegeta snorted coldly, two idiots who can use instant transmission. Kakarot, what happened? Everyone looked over quickly. Son Goku nodded and told everything he knew. It's probably like this. Big Bu looked at AIXI and his group, then looked at number 21. That group of people is not a threat, let's kill this woman first. Big Bu glanced casually at AIXI and his group, then shook his head. A bunch of trash. Don't care. Then come back and kill them. It's better to kill the woman who has humiliated him the most first. His head turned 180 degrees and slowly moved towards number 21. The corners of Big Bu's mouth turned up, revealing an extremely dangerous smile. He gave number 21 an evil smile, then clenched his fists. The next moment, a layer of white ripples appeared at his feet and began to spread slightly. As Big Bu's aura grew, the ripples instantly turned into a white flame that shot up into the sky. Call out! In the blink of an eye, Big Bu's figure has turned into a flash of lightning and rushed straight towards number 21. The speed was so fast that only a few people could see it clearly. Bang! Big Bu suddenly appeared in front of number 21 and pretended to punch him. This punch is incredibly powerful, with great force and momentum, and amazing attack power. But number 21 easily dodged it. Number 21 looked calm, with no change on her pretty face. Even if the opponent becomes the strongest debut, she still handles it with ease. After dodging the attack by turning sideways, she leaned forward and punched out with her petite fist. Bang! Only a dull sound was heard. No 21's fist sank deeply into the ball, causing Big Bu's pupils to shrink and his body to instantly bend. It's not over yet. Number 21 threw several consecutive combination punches, and each punch made a dull sound. This shows how powerful it is. Number 21 put his hands together and smashed down hard at Big Bu, who was kicked away by him. Bang! Big Bu's pupils were wide open and his body was almost split in half. A powerful gust of air swept him and slammed him to the ground. Boom! A protruding hill was smashed to pieces by his body, and he himself was buried deep in the broken rocks. Vomit! How is it possible? Big Bu struggled to get up from the rubble. He looked grim, with blood at the corners of his mouth and scars of all sizes on his body. There are also fewer parts on the body. His expression was one of disbelief. I can't believe this is true. Why? Why can't I beat this woman even though my evil personality dominates my body? P.S. Please give me some money and votes. Chapter 22. Big Bu looked unhappy, but the look he gave number 21 was still full of dissatisfaction. Hateful. Such attacks are just tickling me. Don't get carried away. The words fell. The scars of varying sizes on his body that had just been inflicted by number 21 also healed in an instant. In perfect condition. This is his ability. Super Cell Regeneration. He looked at number 21 with a slightly smug expression. Didn't expect that? I can recover. No matter how many times you hit me, I can recover. Even if there's only a head left, it's still useless. I can't die. Sky. Number 21 couldn't help but frown slightly when he heard the other party's arrogant words. Why is this guy so stubborn? If you can't beat them, you can't beat them. What excuses? Why? But she didn't say anything. Ignore this fool anymore. Her eyes turned to AIXI and his group on the western hillside. After looking at everyone again, her eyes were fixed on AIXI. Then his lips opened slightly, and a cold voice came out with penetrating power. What are you doing here? Hearing this, AIXI's expression changed slightly. Do you know us? No 21's mouth twitched slightly. Even if others don't know you, it's impossible for them not to know you. Yes, I know him. AIXI's expression remained unchanged, and he said, but my impression of you is not very clear. Would you mind introducing yourself? Number 21 said calmly, I am Android No 21. AIXI nodded, and then Number 21 tilted her head and looked at AIXI, with a puzzled look on her pretty face. The introduction is over. Is there anything else to say? She didn't quite understand. Below, AIXI happened to see No 21's puzzled expression, and her expression changed slightly. It's number 21 at this moment. Making this expression with a cool and arrogant face makes her look very cute. AIXI immediately said, nothing. And just when AIXI was talking to number 21. Aside. Krillin looked at Son Goku with a questioning look in his eyes. Goku, she won't attack us, will she? There was a hint of nervousness on his face. Nothing else. Number 21 gives people a very strong sense of oppression, not inferior to AIXI at all. Son Goku shook his head, I don't know either. Klin chatted for a moment, then said in a disappointed tone, is that so? Vegeta's face was not looking good. Kakarot, what evil did you commit when you destroyed the Red Ribbon Army? Now they are like cockroaches, constantly coming back, and we can't defeat them all. If I were to kill you, wouldn't it be better to kill you more completely? As he said this, he was angry. If it were him. The roots have been eradicated long ago. Where can there be so much revenge? Dispute? Vegeta's expression changed visibly when he found out that the person in front of him was an android. Ugly. Although he didn't know about Kakarot's childhood, he was aware of some of his legendary experiences. When Kakarot was a child, he traveled with his daughter-in-law Bulma to collect Dragon Balls. Many things happened during this period, and the Red Ribbon Army incident was one of them. I don't know what Kakarot did at the beginning. The remaining remnants of the Red Ribbon Army are like mad wild dogs. Chase and bite. Last year, he thought the incident of artificial humans had come to an end. I didn't expect it to come again the next year. Commit a sin. Ah ha ha ha. Vegeta, don't be angry. This is a long story, but I had no other choice at the time. Son Goku scratched his head, a little embarrassed. It seems that all these enemies are because of him. Vegeta crossed his arms and snorted. Humph, stop talking nonsense. Because you are too kind. Piccolo didn't say anything, his eyes flickered back and forth between AIXI and number 21, as if considering who was stronger. To be honest. When watching the battle between number 21 and Majin Buu, he felt like he was watching AIXI. Very visual. It was as if AIXI was fighting. There is no other reason. The invincible concept that AIXI implemented in him was deeply rooted in people's hearts. So now that he saw such a powerful person, he was a little confused. In the sky. After hearing what AIXI said, number 21 nodded slightly, okay. Then she didn't say anything more. Completion? All right. AIXI continued, what is your stance? Are you going to do the same as Dr. Gero, and kill Son Goku? Hearing this, No 21's expression remained unchanged and her pretty face was calm. I have no position. I am just an ordinary, normal person. As for killing Son Goku like Dr. Gero, I'm sorry, but I won't do anything for Dr. Gero. And Son Goku and I have no grudges against each other, so there's no need for me to kill him. Hearing this, everyone was stunned. What? Don't kill? Even AIXI was slightly stunned. What was going on? But it's obvious. This is a good thing. This is enough to prove that number 21 is someone who can be talked to. Son Goku stepped forward and smiled, thanks a lot. If you want to kill me, then I'm really going to have a headache. Number 21 nodded without saying anything. But his eyes were still on AIXI. There is an inexplicable meaning. Hateful. A hole. I'm so pd off. You, one by one, actually dare to do anything to me. Below, Big Buu crossed his arms over his chest and tapped his bicep slightly with his fingertips, trying to divert attention in this way. But soon, his expression began to become increasingly ugly. My patience is also being consumed bit by bit. He looked at number 21 with anger, then turned to AIXI and his group. I will make you pay the price and let you know what will happen if you ignore me. After saying, his figure began to fly high. At the same time, he said as he flew high and looked at AIXI and his group. I don't know who you guys are, where you're from, or what you're doing here, but it seems like none of that matters now. As he spoke, the corners of his mouth curled up into a sinister smile. Because of this woman, all of you will die from now on. The words fell. Big Buu suddenly raised his right hand above his head. And in the next moment, spread it out suddenly, buzz. In an instant, a dazzling and eerie purple light completely enveloped his figure. In the palm of Big Buu's right hand, a dangerous energy quietly gathered. Go to hell. Big Buu's voice was cold, exuding a gloomy aura. P.S. Please give me money and votes. Chapter 23. This move condenses all of Big Buu's energy. There was an indescribable terrifying aura all around him. A chilling feeling, as if they were at the gates of hell, lingered in the hearts of Klin, Piccolo, and others. Even Vegeta's brows were furrowed like a river, and a few drops of cold sweat were clearly visible between his eyebrows. Son Goku looked serious, he wants to use all his energy at once to kill us. Krillin's lips trembled. Goku, you better think of a solution. He doesn't want to die yet. AIXI looked calm, without a trace of panic. Number 21 narrowed his eyes slightly. Did he want to kill everyone at once? There was a faint smile on No 21's lips. His face looked a little cold. You really know how to put on hats. Attribute all the deaths to her and make her a sinner. To put it bluntly, the defense was broken. Number 21 looked at everyone and said calmly, just relax. Since he said it was caused by me, I will naturally solve it. Hearing this, everyone was stunned. I even thought I had heard it wrong. Why? But before they could ask any questions. Then, a pink light covered the entire battlefield, and countless terrifying energy bombs gathered from the palm of Big Bu. Attack the people below. Son Goku's expression changed, not good. He immediately planned to explode and resist. However, just at this moment, Number 21 suddenly stretched out a slender white hand and slowly spread it out. The next moment, I saw the terrifying and strange pink energy in the sky, like dust encountering a vacuum cleaner, going straight towards the direction of Number 21. Then, without any effort, all these terrifying energy bombs were absorbed completely. This is... Seeing this scene, everyone was shocked. Only Vegeta seemed to have thought of something and suddenly realized it. This is the ability of Number 19 and No 20. As soon as these words came out, everyone suddenly understood. They were not unfamiliar with this ability. On the contrary, it is familiar. At the same time, see this scene. Big Bu couldn't hold it any longer. His expression was extremely ugly. Unexpectedly, his full force attack. No one was hurt, not even a bug was touched. Hateful. What kind of ability is this? Big Bu looked grim. What did you just do? Number 21 said calmly, it's obvious, isn't it? I absorbed your energy. Big Bu gnashed his teeth in anger. Disgusting move. Number 21 said nothing and looked at him like an idiot. How dare you call others disgusting? Big Bu finally couldn't stand it anymore and his face was full of anger. Shouted loudly. Stop pretending. Take this move from me. Big Bu raised his hands above his head, gathering all the energy in his body, and in an instant he condensed a world-destroying energy bomb that covered the sky. The aura of this energy bomb is extremely terrifying, and contains infinite murderous intent. It seems to be able to shatter everything. See this scene. Everyone's face changed. If Big Bu was angry just now and just wanted to kill them all, now he wants to take the earth with him. With this blow, Son Goku and Vegeta quickly transformed into Super Saiyan 2 full power. The two of them assumed martial arts stances, and their auras increased rapidly. Be prepared for the next attack at any time. No 21's pretty face looked a little serious, and a jet of pink flame was rising from her body. Majin Bu roared, and suddenly shouted, disappear along with the planet, boom. His words had just fallen. The world-destroying energy bomb in his hand instantly tilted downwards, and an invisible sense of oppression swept over him. It made everyone tremble. Just as Number 21 was about to make a move, he saw a figure beside him take a step forward. AIXI looked calm and slowly raised a hand towards Big Bu above. Number 21 looked at AIXI. What are you up to? AIXI smiled. Eliminate Majin Bu. Number 21 shook his head. You don't have to do anything. I can handle the problems I caused myself. AIXI said lightly, that's long-winded. The words fell. A blue light suddenly appeared in his hand, and an indescribable deep aura spread out, an aura more terrifying than Big Bu's came towards him. After Number 21 heard what AIXI said. Stunned for a moment. After hearing the other party say that he was nagging, he became a little annoyed. Just about to speak, I caught a glimpse of the energy bomb in AIXI's hand. After seeing the blue energy bomb in AIXI's hand, Number 21 frowned. Such a strong energy. A sense of oppression swept over me. Wrong. Why do I still feel that he is so strong? She narrowed her eyes slightly and looked at AIXI intently. Even though she is so strong, she still thinks AIXI's aura is stronger. Then there is only one possibility. AIXI is still not inferior to herself. Number 21 frowned slightly, hesitated for a moment and said nothing. He just took a step back and stood behind AIXI. At the same time, The world-destroying energy bomb in the sky, carrying a terrifying aura, was gradually approaching. No hesitation. The energy bomb condensed in AIXI's hand. Hit it hard. He blasted towards the energy bomb in the sky at high speed. In the sky, we saw number 21 taking action. But after a strange brat. Big Boo's face was full of sarcasm. He sneered and said, "Do you think you can counteract my move with an ordinary energy bomb? Boy, you are probably living in a dream." However, next second, a scene that he will never forget appeared. AIXI's seemingly harmless energy bomb collided instantly after coming into contact with Dabu's world-destroying energy bomb. The imagined scene of being absorbed by a large energy source did not occur. But it is the moment when the two collide with each other. A terrifying heat instantly resisted the peak, and the critical point was easily broken. A dazzling white light swept across the sky, and the whole earth trembled. Boom! In the sky, a huge mushroom cloud rushed into the sky, and the pungent grey fog dissipated in all directions. Offset! Offset! Everyone present was shocked. Big Boo's pupils were wide open and he couldn't speak clearly. How is this possible? His full-strength attack was easily neutralized by the opponent. He even thought for a moment that he was dreaming. Otherwise, how could such a dramatic scene be possible? Below, everyone was equally shocked. Son Goku looked solemn, and looked at AIXI with even more shock. He thought it had been a year now. He has caught up with AIXI. Unexpectedly, the opponent was still far beyond his reach. Son Goku narrowed his eyes slightly, hoping that his hidden Super Saiyan 3 could beat AIXI. And his right side. Vegeta looked unhappy. If the fight with Doppura earlier was due to the time stop, so this time it's pure crushing strength. There is nothing to say. Vegeta gritted his teeth. Wasn't he trying hard enough? No. He definitely tried hard. The sweat that is put in is far beyond what ordinary people can understand. Even so, I still can't catch up with him. P.S. Please give me some money and votes. Please, please, please. Chapter 24. AIXI is beside. No 21's pretty face was solemn, and her beautiful eyes were fixed on AIXI. How strong is this guy? AIXI's expression moved slightly, and she felt a pair of eyes staring at her. AIXI glanced sideways. What? Are you scared? Number 21 was stunned for a moment, then met the other person's eyes. No 21's expression remained unchanged. No. Real? AIXI asked. Number 21 nodded confidently. Really? She wasn't frightened. AIXI didn't say anything, but looked at Big Bu. Big Bu has now recovered from the shock. He kept his eyes fixed on AIXI. After a moment, Big Bu looked serious. Who are you? AIXI looked at Big Bu and said calmly, AIXI. OXI. Big Bu repeated it, then his expression turned a little grim. Things have come to this point. It would be foolish not to recognize the reality. Big Bu is not stupid, but very smart. He possesses great strength and a smart mind. At least that's what he thought. From his perspective, there are currently two huge mountains pressing down on him. One is number 21, and the other is AIXI who I just met. Both waves of confrontation showed it. He can't beat anyone. After Dabu was silent for a moment, his ugly expression gradually subsided. He suddenly said to the crowd below, "You win, I admit defeat." As soon as these words came out, everyone present was shocked. Give up. Krillin's expression lit up. Give up? Great, so we don't have to continue fighting, right? He was somewhat happy. For someone as weak as him, not fighting is the best. Piccolo shook his head and said in a cold voice. You are too naive. Majin Buu is not someone who would give up so easily. These words were like a bucket of cold water poured on Klin's head without hesitation. Son Goku looked at AIXI. AIXI, do you still want to fight? You can see it. Son Goku already had the idea of sparing the other party. For him, as long as you haven't committed any serious crime, you can be forgiven and persuaded to surrender. This can be seen from the fact that Namek let Frieza go. Son Goku is very kind and will give anyone who surrenders a chance to surrender. Before AIXI could answer, Vegeta snorted coldly and said, Kakarot, stop it. Can you change your nice guy personality? This Majin Buu is the type who will never repent. Can you let him go? Son Goku said, but... Vegeta interrupted, but what? Did you forget that he just wanted to destroy the earth? Snort. Let me ask you about that move. Are you 100% sure you can take it? Son Goku. As soon as these words came out, he was silent. Really? If it wasn't AIXI just now. What he said was quite annoying. It's hard for Super 3 to win. Son Goku didn't say anything else, he really couldn't refute it. Everyone looked at AIXI, waiting for his reply. Even number 21 couldn't help but look over. Klin listened to the analysis of several people just now. He looked a little nervous, and quickly said to AIXI, AIXI, don't let him go, Piccolo is right, this guy will never surrender so easily. At this time, Big Buu glared at Krillin fiercely. This little bald guy talks too much, he will suffer the consequences later. Just at this moment, AIXI suddenly smiled faintly, and then said, I can definitely let you go. As soon as these words came out, everyone was shocked. Even Son Goku was shocked. After what Vegeta just said, he reflected deeply. I feel like I am a bit naive indeed. But how can AIXI listen to her own opinions? Number 21 frowned slightly. She didn't understand what AIXI was going to do. Don't kill Majin Buu now. Are you waiting for the other party to come back for revenge? After hearing AIXI's words, Big Buu's eyes lit up instantly. There was a cunning look in his expression. Succeeded. Great. You are such a good person. I swear I won't destroy the earth anymore. But only half the story. AIXI frowned and shook her head. I haven't finished talking yet, why are you so excited? Big Buu's face changed, and an ugly look flashed across his face, but was quickly suppressed by him. You say? AIXI said calmly, of course I can let you go, but you have to fight me, and I will let you go if you win. Big Buu. Oh my god. If only I could beat you. I want you to let go. I'm going to kill you all. Whip the corpse repeatedly. Big Buu had 1,000 words of encouragement in his heart, but he still managed to maintain a smile on his face. That's not fair. AIXI frowned, what's unfair about this? Big Buu said, I can't beat you, give me another one. Hearing this, AIXI raised her eyebrows. Sure. Big Buu's face lit up with joy, but he heard AIXI continue. I'll give you 3 people, you can pick anyone. The smile on Big Buu's face can no longer be suppressed. This idiot. Ha 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 ha. He was already secretly delighted in his heart. It's a sure win. Among the people here, except you and number 21, who can beat me? Who can catch my eye? The corners of Big Buu's mouth rose slightly, and his smug look was hard to suppress. Come on. Come on. When you send the people over, I will absorb them and become stronger. And then I'll catch you all in one fell swoop. Ahem. Tell me, which 3? AIXI this way. Everyone looked confused. Kellen stepped forward, AIXI, have you decided who you want to choose? Piccolo said calmly, AIXI, are you kidding me? Pick 3 for him to choose from. Of us, it'll be just me, Krillin, Vegeta, and Goku. First of all, Krillin definitely can't do that. He'll just be cannon fodder. Klin's expression froze, and he looked at Piccolo with resentment. But Piccolo ignored him and continued. As for me, I definitely can't do that either, but if I have to choose 3. Besides me, Goku, and Vegeta, I can't really think of anyone else. At this point, he paused, and then said coldly, besides, among the 3 of us, except for Goku, the fate is probably similar to Krillin. Cannon fodder. Klin got stabbed again. Hearing this, Vegeta couldn't hold it in any longer and frowned, hey, don't drag me into this. How come Kakarot is better than me? As he said that, he looked at Kakarot and said coldly, Kakarot, are you better than me? If he was told nicely that he couldn't beat Big Buu, he could barely accept it. But he was not happy about it because people used this as an excuse to promote Kakarot. Hearing this, Son Goku scratched his head and wondered why he was involved. Vegeta, don't get excited. Of course you are strong. Vegeta frowned. No direct explanation. Kakarot, it looks like I'm going to hold back in this world's #1 martial arts tournament. I didn't kill you. Son Goku. P.S. Thank you for the money. Thank you very much. Chapter 25. AIXI shook her head and smiled, okay, don't get excited, I won't hurt you. AIXI looked at Piccolo and said, Piccolo, you're still being conservative. If the three of you attacked together, you would still be kicked to death by Majin Buu. Small. Big Buu couldn't hide the smile on his face, it seemed that the opponent was in a very bad situation. Have a look. Choosing each person one by one feels as painful as eating shit. He is sure to win. My thoughts stop here. Big Buu hurriedly urged, are you ready? It won't be long before you choose someone, right? Hearing this, AIXI slowly turned her gaze towards him. All right. As soon as these words came out, everyone's expressions froze, waiting for AIXI's words. Big Buu said, then tell me quickly, which ones? AIXI smiled faintly, number 21, Vegeto, Son Gohan. As soon as these words came out, everyone was stunned. No 21's pretty face changed slightly, then she slowly looked at AIXI without saying anything. I felt a pair of eyes looking at me. AIXI also turned her head and looked over. Number 21 looked calm, am I yours? AIXI smiled, please, please. Hearing this, number 21 looked at AIXI quietly for a while without saying anything, which was considered as his agreement. Piccolo walked forward with a shocked look on his face, AIXI, are you kidding me? Gohan. Why did you choose Gohan? Son Goku also looked over slowly, his eyes narrowed slightly. AIXI is not a brainless person. No brainless decisions. Then, there is only one truth. He looked slightly relieved. It seems that in just 1 year, Gohan has surpassed his father? Son Goku looked serious. It seems that a good teacher is crucial. Son Goku looked at AIXI and had some kind of idea. Is this idea a bit too hasty? Isn't it a bit unreasonable for a father and son to have the same master? Son Goku thought so, but soon, he became more and more confused. Who cares? There aren't so many explanations. The wise are the teachers. As long as you can learn from experience, you are a senior. Isn't Master Roshi's fighting ability also very weak? But he can be his own teacher. There is nothing wrong with this. It's decided. I'll become your disciple later. After hearing what Piccolo said, AIXI said calmly, Gohan is very strong, stronger than all of you. Piccolo looked serious, but his enemy is Big Buu. AIXI said, Gohan is stronger than Big Buu. My apprentice, I know. Small. At this point, he was powerless to refute. After all, AIXI is also Gohan's master. Piccolo sighed. Vegeta was a little confused. When he heard Veg, he thought it was himself. It scared him. Who is Vegeto? Vegeta asked in confusion, who is Vegeto? Could it be someone from his tribe? AIXI said, the fusion of you and Goku. Hearing this, Vegeta was shocked, what? Son Goku also exclaimed, fusion. AIXI nodded, well, you will know in a while. After saying that, he looked at Big Buu. Well, have you decided who to choose? Big Buu hesitated for a moment and then said, Veget. He didn't miss eavesdropping just now. Number 21 was directly excluded by him. Joke. If he still chooses after being beaten up, then he is a complete idiot. As for Son Gohan, that's even more impossible to choose. AIXI's apprentice. What kind of good person could he be? So after making some choices, he chose the one he thought was the weakest. Yes. Son Goku and Vegeta, are they just those two? He punched one each. Even after the merger, they still can't cause any big waves. So the advantage is mine. Big Buu was proud of his own cleverness. I'm sure to win. Oh. Veget. Okay. AIXI has been rising slightly recently. Then you made the right choice. I picked the strongest one among the three. Son Goku and Vegeta looked confused. The two of them? AIXI looked at the two of them, wait for me. Then, his figure disappeared from the spot. Original place. Seeing AIXI disappear, Big Buu was delighted, what a good opportunity. But soon, he took back the step he had just taken. No, no. You will definitely not survive if you get hurt, just bear with it. Sure enough, the next moment, AIXI's figure reappeared. AIXI glanced at Big Bu calmly, if you make any more small moves, I will fight you. Big Bu smiled awkwardly and nodded quickly. AIXI held two strange earrings in her hands. The earrings emitted bursts of luster and had a hint of divine aura. Swoosh. Swoosh. AIXI threw the earrings out, and Son Goku and Vegeta quickly caught them. Son Goku asked in confusion, what is this? Potara earrings. AIXI said. Son Goku said, does it work? They look just like ordinary earrings. AIXI said calmly, of course, you two can wear this earring, one on the left and one on the right, to complete the combination. Vegeta's brows were furrowed and never relaxed. Merge? Him and Kakarot? No. This kind of thing is absolutely not allowed. Vegeta looked at AIXI, is there no other way? I don't want to fuse with Kakarot. Hearing this, Son Goku looked a little depressed, and looked at Vegeta with resentment. AIXI said calmly, don't you want to see how strong I am? The words fell. The two of them immediately looked serious. Think. Of course I did. After you combine, you can take care of him and fight me. Son Goku said excitedly, hurry up. Vegeta, let's merge. He couldn't wait to see AIXI's strength. After saying that, he quickly put the earring on his right ear. Urged Vegeta. Vegeta gritted his teeth, shut up, Kakarot. Vegeta gritted his teeth, he also wanted to see the upper limit of AIXI's strength. Done. Then, Vegeta picked up the earring and put it directly on his left ear. With the wearing of earrings for both of them completed, under the gaze of everyone, a dazzling white light suddenly appeared and radiated in all directions. Call out! Only the next moment, Son Goku and Vegeta's figures floated up uncontrollably and then collided with each other. Buzz! I saw a dazzling colorful light shining in all directions, and an indescribable terrifying aura rushed towards me. Yahoo! A voice came from the light. Everyone looked over quickly. The place where they had just met was no longer there. Instead, there was a handsome man with a strong aura. Vegeta. Vegeta wore an orange short-sleeved vest, a dark blue Kamehameha martial arts uniform, and a blue belt around his waist. On his hands he has gloves that are characteristic of Vegeta. The hair is similar to Vegeta's, standing up high, but the difference is that there are two slanted bangs, giving a handsome look. P.S. Please give me some money. Thank you everyone. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe to the channel so you are notified of future uploads. You can find the next parts in the playlist visible on the screen or on my channel. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.